Some people don't understand that in music, everything is relationships. This is not like basketball where if you're the best, people see that and you get drafted. In music, there is no best. There is no nothing. It's just relationships.
You have incredible community around you.
Beyonce went to high school with me.
What was J Dilla like?
We got to be with J Dilla every day for like 2 weeks.
Never hear stories like this. Black Radio comes out. Man, you win the Grammy.
A lot of the people in the jazz world really look down on me when I did Black Radio. People who literally have no idea what this is. The only person I can talk to seriously is Herbie. I asked him, like, when you did Headhunters, how was it when you first started doing that? He said people would throw bottles and garbage at the band.
Oh my God.
Because they're like, what the fuck, what is this? We didn't pay for this. You know what you're trying to do, and you know what it can be. You just have to power through that. I hear a hand stroke on the drum, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as the night, Afro Blue. It was written in the stars.
Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick is there when you show up.
That whole session was like, pull up something. I will listen to it once, learn it, then we'll do a take. Thundercat was there too, in some kind of raccoon outfit. No one said anything. Super normal.
You do the film score for Miles Ahead.
I got Don Cheadle the Grammy. I always remind him.
You can't say that.
You got access to the Miles Davis vaults that are never unlocked and have it come back to life.
I had so much on talking and all these things. I put his breath with the bass drum and some things. It's showing how Miles influenced the music and how what he does influences compositions.
Dave Chappelle, man. Your guys' relationship is so special.
Dave's like Prince. You know what I mean? He's like, it's 7 o'clock. I feel like popping up at 10. I just play piano while he's telling jokes. Yeah, he's like, you want to pop up with me? I'm like, all right, cool. Dave Grohl walks in. U2 walks in. Bon Jovi walks in.
You stressed me out that day, bro. Everyone followed the rules except for Robert Glasper. QUINCY.
Robert, hey man, you're a motherfucker, man. You're a motherfucker. Are you Aries, man?
That's not what this podcast is about. Okay. What inspires you to keep making these next dreams and keep going after them?
I could care less about musicians going, you're killing. Everybody's killing. I made these steps I could stand on. You know what I mean? Like that.
Stairway to Glasper.
Stairway to Glasper, baby. See, I knew it was going to tie together somehow.
Go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today's guest is one of the most influential musicians of our time. Robert Glasper is a Grammy-winning pianist, producer, and composer who has reshaped the relationship between jazz, hip-hop, and R&B. His Black Radio albums changed the sound of modern music, earning him multiple Grammys and opening the door to a new generation of artists. He's collaborated with Kendrick Lamar, Erykah Badu, Herbie Hancock, and countless others, as well as contributed to Pimp a Butterfly, reimagined Miles Davis's catalog, and built platforms like the Blue Note Jazz Festival. Rob is a connector, someone who brings people, styles, and culture together through sound. And he's an awesome guy. We have a lot of fun in this interview, so I hope you enjoy my conversation with the great Robert Glasper. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, as well as 50,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok and other platforms. So wherever you're watching this, hello. We greatly appreciate your love and support. If you're enjoying the show and you want to get us a little holiday gift, please like and subscribe and share the pod with your music-loving friends. We've been reading all your comments. There's been so much positivity. And one of the comments I see the most is, how does this not have more views? So thank you so much. Please share this with your friends. And we're so glad that you're loving it. I want to give a big shout out to our friends at Moises. If you're a musician, musical director, producer, content creator, or anyone who needs stems fast, Moises is the best way to get your stems. Moises is built for music makers of all styles to learn, practice, produce, and collaborate. And one thing that I love about them is the whole team of Moises. They're really good people building music tools, and they are musicians themselves. I recently used Moises on an arena tour that I was musical directing. The artist that I was working with couldn't get the stems to a few of the songs that we really wanted to put in the set. So I grabbed the songs, put them into Moises, immediately separated them at the highest quality possible, put it into our show, and next thing you know, I got to hear those stems in an arena, and it totally worked. So whether you are building a set, making new arrangements, or just want to dig deeper into a track you love, Moises is the best way to do that. So go to moises.ai and check them out. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Today, we've got a man who bends the sound of time. From Afro Blue flips to Black Radio Grammy shine. A pocket so deep it could swallow a room. And chords that hit harder than Chris Dave's kick drum boom. He's flipped Miles Davis, built dinner party grooves, turned these walls into feelings nobody could move. From Robtober nights to Chappelle's backstage laughter, make a ton of noise for Robert Glasper!
Hands down, best intro. Hands down. Hands down, Nemo. That was the best one.
Let's go, dude.
Come on now.
I live for that, baby.
You know what I mean? I might have to take that audio and use it at the beginning of all my shows.
That would be an honor. At least Robtober.
You know what I mean?
Nice and nice.
For sure.
Well, good to see you, man.
Man, you too, bro. I'm glad we're able to do this. It's been a minute.
I'm so glad we scheduled.
Yeah.
Been a minute. We've been trying. And I'll just start off by saying it's been so nice having Blue Note in LA.
Oh, man.
Getting to bump into you more in person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so great to have it here, man. We've been talking about it for a minute. And it's like LA's the best place to have a Blue Note because there's so much talent here, man. It's just LA's been, y'all been on the cutting edge of music and art for a minute now. Because, for a long time, it's like, it always flips. New York, LA, New York,
yeah,
LA.
for sure.
And it's like, for the long time, LA's been, y'all been winning.
Yeah.
So
I think we kind of solidified it coming in. When COVID hit, it was like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to be in a small apartment.
Nah,
come over here.
Come on. You like swimming pools and fruit?
Yeah.
Come over here.
The east side could be any sort of Brooklyn. We can expand into
all that stuff, man. All the stuff.
Well, all the New Yorkers that have moved here, we love having you here.
Oh, yeah.
And all the Texans, we love having you here too. Come on, Rob. It's great to have you in LA. I know it's been a minute you've been in LA. But
yeah.
Now with
and I'm not bi-coastal. Before I was like bi-coastal, you know what I mean? But now
I feel like I only saw you in New York. I feel like
yeah. Because I lived in New York for 23 years, And then I was bi-coastal for a few years. Then COVID hit, and I had to make the choice. So, came over to the West Coast, baby.
Absolutely. Well, about a month ago, we were sitting together at Blue Note watching probably Terrace. I think that was a Terrace show.
Yeah.
With your girl and your daughter and your dad.
Yep. The whole fam. That's right.
And that was my first time meeting your dad.
Yeah.
And it helped me understand you.
Everybody says that. They're like, oh, I get it. When you meet my pops, you're like, oh, okay, there it is.
There it is.
For sure.
Clearly such a loving guy, such a supportive guy.
Super supportive. Been the same since my first track meet in third grade.
Track meet.
Literally the same way. Same exact way.
So you used your feet before you used your fingers.
Absolutely. Even when I didn't win, you thought I won because of the way he was cheering for me. You know what I mean? Me winning a Grammy, me getting 6th place in a track meet in third grade, same reaction from my dad. Right here. Same thing.
That's so great. That's amazing, man. And the way and you weren't even playing that night, but he was still cheering on Terrace.
Absolutely. That's his other son. Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
It was awesome. It was a vibe. It was like the liveliness.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So I was grateful that I got to meet him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Also, congrats on yet another Grammy nomination.
Thank you. Appreciate
Doesn't
it.
stop.
Hey man, I'm honored every time.
Do you expect it?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I don't expect it because there's so many great artists out, and sometimes it's just not your season. Some things don't hit the same, and blah 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 blah. Like I'm never one of those guys. Like what? Really? I sure don't. Nah.
What if you dropped a Black Radio and it didn't get one though? You'd be pissed.
I wouldn't be pissed because
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm surprised that all 3 of my Black Radios were nominated, and 2 of them won. I'm surprised at that. You know what I mean? Literally the first Black Radio, I wasn't expecting to get a nomination because that was my first real entry into the R&B world, you know? And me and my label at the time, we were arguing because they wanted me to put Black Radio in the jazz category.
Right.
And I was like, no, I want to put it in the R&B category. It's R&B. It's like, this is like hip-hop, neo-soul stuff. Like, you put it over there. We had an argument, and I was like, no, I'm putting it over here. I'm rolling the dice. And we rolled the dice, and we got nominated. That was the end for me. I was like, oh, we're nominated. Woo, that's it. I did it. Woo, And then the win, it was like, oh, are you kidding me? I felt like I won for so many people. You know what I mean? It wasn't just for me. It was just for all the underground artists who are just being honest and doing this music. Because normally they put R&B in a box. And like, if you don't sound like this kind of R&B, you're not getting you're not getting recognized by the Grammys. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
I felt like when Black Radio won, they kind of cracked that door open a little bit for the artsy people who are thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Especially for, Black artsy people too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That are thinking outside the box. So
it's crazy to think that decision and the path that created for you in that decision, bro.
Absolutely.
Like because that obviously that was your first huge platform that like changed it. We're gonna get to Black Radio.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think about. Yeah, and that was that was before alternative jazz and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's keep it back in the early days. So
back in the day.
We'll get to Black Radio, okay, for the Glasper fans. It's coming. Born April 6th, 1978.
Yes, indeed.
Houston, Texas.
Yes, indeed.
Do you feel like an Aries?
I am such an Aries. I'm Aries through and through. Are you an Aries?
No, I'm a Leo.
Oh, you're a Leo.
But that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Leo's an Aries.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
We're the homies. July 23rd.
Okay.
First day of Leo.
My daughter's a Leo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 30th. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's a July Leo, a Jaleo, as we call them.
Jaleel.
It's the best kind. It's the best kind. It's different.
Word.
Because we're more Cancer.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay, gotcha.
So we're a little softer, more loving.
Got it.
Less, a little crazy on the Virgo side.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that's not what this podcast is about. That question was actually a joke. But I got a serious answer, and now we know that Robert Glasper's into Zodiac. We can talk Zodiac. I mean, this is not where I was planning on going, but of course, Quincy.
Yeah.
The first time you met Quincy, I'm assuming he asked you, "What's your sign?"
Well, Robert, hey man, you're a motherfucker, man. You're a motherfucker. Are you Aries, man? Herb is Aries, man. Oh yeah, man.
That was the first thing he asked me. What's your sign? I was like, Leo. He was like, that's why you a leader. And then we took a photo. I'll never forget. Like a month later, we took a photo, him and I, and he was like, because you're a Leo, let's do this on our foreheads for Leo. And I was like,
that looks like a loser.
I was like, I don't think we should do that. But I said, okay.
You got to.
I said, okay. So I have a photo of Quincy Jones and I going like this
amazing.
For Leo.
That's amazing.
Rest in Leo. Peace. Rest in peace, the great Quincy Jones. The greatest, man.
Absolutely. I only got the chance to be in his presence a few times, but it was just like, man, his music, the first music I grew up like literally third grade. I had Off the Wall. And when my parents couldn't find me, they knew where I was going to be. I was in the record room where they unfolded, reading the liner notes, listening to the record back and forth.
Yes.
All night. That was my shit. You know what I mean? And then when I came out here and met Greg PHILLINGANES, what? I've been reading his name since I was in third grade. You know, I couldn't even pronounce it. I'm like, you know? But it's so crazy meeting all your heroes, man. When you growing up in this music and you come out here to LA and there's so many people. This is record world. You know what I mean? It's like, man, so amazing.
One of the best parts about LA for sure.
Absolutely.
Everyone's around. Well, Quincy loved you, so
man. Your
mom Kim is a singer. You grew up playing in church. You subbed for your mom.
my mom used to be a piano player at the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturdays. That's a church on Saturdays, so you know. And so sometimes I would go sub for her because she had another gig or something or doing something else. But she wanted me to just start playing there and have more gigs. You know what I mean? So I started playing there, and there's two little kids used to kind of be around circling the piano sometimes. It's Paul Cornish and Philip Cornish, you know? And they're both cool. Like in the world today doing great. And they're great musicians, great pianists, you know what I mean? So it's really cool. So like when I was in high school, I played for Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturdays, a Catholic church early Sunday morning at 7, and then a Baptist church at 11. So I played for 3 churches, which means I had 3 choir rehearsals during the week.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, church was what I did. You know what I mean?
How old were you then?
I mean, this is I had all 3 of those gigs pretty much my 11th and 12th grade year. So that's like what, like 16, 17?
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
It means you had some bread too.
I did. I was balling. Nachos on me at lunch. Balling. Let me get some extra cheese on that. Yeah, for sure.
Jalapenos for my girl over here.
Absolutely. Who want jalapeno? I got you. Y'all got shrimp? No shrimp? Okay. Yeah, it was a vibe. It was. I did have I paid my own car note. You know what I mean? My mom was like, you know, she raised me right to like manage my own money.
Yeah.
You know, and pay you want a car? Hey, you got money? Pay your car note. Do your thing. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So yeah. Rest in peace, mom. You know?
Oh, rest in peace, mom. And she inspired you and incentivized you to play keys more. Right?
Absolutely, because I really thought I was going to be a basketball player. I wanted to play basketball so bad to the point where I auditioned for the High School for Performing Arts in Houston my freshman year to go to school my freshman year in high school, and I got in, but I wanted to go to regular high school to play basketball. So I told my mom, I don't want to go to the high school for performing arts. I want to play basketball. She was like, okay. But if you don't succeed in basketball, like she's basically like, if you don't start kicking ass in basketball right away, you're going right back to the HSPVA. And that's what happened. I wrote the bench. I slid that bench right over to the piano. And with the PVA immediately. So that was it, Jack.
If I'm gonna be on the bench, it might as well be have a piano.
I have a piano in front of it, absolutely. Because I was on that bench hardcore, Jack. Woo! Because you think you're good when you're junior high. Because you might be the best in your junior high school.
Yeah.
But then when you go to high school, all those other junior high schools, people that you don't know, go to that school where you're going. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not. Oh, see, I went to like a kind of a not predominantly white junior high. It was a lot of white people though. So basketball, I was pretty good when But then when I went to high school, it was more black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
And that made it real hard.
Yeah.
For sure.
So if you weren't as special as you needed to be at basketball, when did you realize that you were exceptionally good at keys?
I realized that, even when I was at Elkins High School, my freshman year, the regular high school, the band director saw me playing piano in the practice room one day. He's like, "Wait, you play piano? Because I was playing clarinet in the marching band, by the way."
Wow. Wow.
So I played clarinet in stage band, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, junior high school. And then when I got to 9th grade, I was playing in the marching band. But no one knew I played piano because I was just playing piano for myself at church, And he heard me playing, and then he was like, "Yo." So then he put me in the choir. They had like a jazz vocal choir. And he put me in that jazz vocal choir to be the pianist, And a lot of my friends would ask me to play the songs of the day that were on the radio. "Oh, can you play this song? You play that song? Anything that had piano, I'll be the guy to play it." You know what I mean? I could play it with ease, like, "Oh yeah," learn it off the radio myself. You know what I mean? So it was more of that. And then when girls started really like liking me playing, like, "Robert, can you play that?" I was like, "You know what? I think I can do this piano thing."
Yeah. That's when you were like, I need to learn R&B and not just jazz.
Well, I knew R&B. I knew more R&B than jazz, really. So yeah. My mom used to have rehearsals at the house all the time, and she played piano. But I played drums first coming up as a kid. I played drums, so we had drums, we had a piano, we had amplifiers at the crib. So her band used to come rehearse at the house all the time. So my mom sung a lot of top 40 stuff too. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Her piano player would show me stuff. Alan Mosley, this cat Alan Mosley, he played jazz too, but he would show me all kinds of voicings, cool voicings for R&B stuff and all this stuff. So then when I went to PVA, even the classical pianists there were like, "Yo, Rob, you really have great technique. Where'd you learn?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I didn't take lessons. I don't know, So I never really I took like 6 months of classical lessons, and then I played giant steps at the classical recital. I played like a Bach etude and then giant steps. So, and even at that time, I was in 8th grade, I think, but I couldn't solo really, but I could walk the bass line and play the chords, you know what I mean? So
pretty good.
Yeah, I was doing that, you know what I mean? So.
Wow. What part of your mom do you hear most inside your music?
I hear my muttness. Shout out to Leon Thomas. I am a mutt. I play jazz, but I'm a mutt. Because my mom I used to call her Whoopi Goldberg because she was the minister of music at the churches on Saturday and Sunday, but she was playing in the clubs all during the week. That's awesome. And Saturday nights. You know what I mean? Like, so she would do top 40 gigs and then do jazz bar gigs, just her and piano, doing jazz standards. You know what I mean? And then on Sundays, she was doing gospel music. You know what I mean? So she was R&B, gospel, jazz.
Wow.
And that's literally where I got that from. Like, oh, you don't have to be just one thing, And I got that watching my mom all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then so you get to high school and you have an incredible community around you.
Absolutely.
At the high school.
Absolutely. My high school, man, shout out to HSPVA, High School for Performing and Visual Arts. When I got there, right before I got there, I entered the competition and I met Brian Michael Cox. Well, I was in 8th grade. And I was playing solo jazz piano. He had a group, and we were the finalists in this competition called the Sammy Davis Jr. Award competition. And we went head to head. I played body and soul solo piano, and they did like an R&B song, a group like or some Jodeci type thing, and I ended up winning. And at that moment, Brian told me, "Hey man, you got to come to HSPVA," because they were already there. They were freshmen there, or something like that. So he was like, "Man, you got to go to PVA." Boom, boom, boom. And then I got there. That's when I met, so many other people went to the high school. Beyonce went to high school with me. Jason Moran went before me. Chris Dave went before me. James Francis went after me. Bernice Travis went after me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Kendrick Scott went there with me. Great guitar player Mike Moreno. Walter Smith, saxophone player. We were all in combo together.
So
Mark
crazy.
Kelly, bass player for the Roots.
Yeah.
We were in combo together. You know what I mean? So just the community of young people who found their passion. Because a lot of times you don't find your passion that early.
Right.
You're talented. You know what I mean? You can do this stuff, but sometimes it's not your passion. You know what I mean? But the young people, I was lucky enough to be around a bunch of people who found their gift and their passion. Because sometimes those two things aren't the same either.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can be good at something and that's your gift, but you don't want to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was passionate about basketball. But that damn sure was not my gift.
The universe closed that door.
The universe totally closed that door. But that's something I tell people all the time. You have to recognize what your passion is, recognize what your gift is.
Yes.
Sometimes those aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
And the quicker you find your gift, which is pretty much the thing you do the best with the least amount of effort. You know what I mean? Like that was something that was kind of given to you. It's a gift. The quicker you tap into that, and you can grow that thing. You know what I mean? But some people are just so enthralled with their passion, what they like to do.
Yeah.
And then they turn 60 and they're like, you know what? I should sing. It's like, oh. I'm trying to tell your ass this for 30 years.
You're a better producer than artist.
Absolutely. You're a better songwriter than artist. You're a better artist than songwriter.
Yeah.
Like, just stop writing songs. Just sing. Let this person write the song. Boom, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do both. Literally,
Yeah.
you don't have to do both. You don't have to do all three. That's something people need to know, too.
Yeah.
Quickly, just because you're an artist doesn't mean you're supposed to be producing. You're supposed to be writing.
Yeah.
There are certain people who are unicorns that can do all three.
For sure.
That are great. But everybody's not built to do all three.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not a thing. There are people who are great writers. Some people are just good singers. Sometimes good singers are not even good entertainers. That's a whole different thing. Those are different. You know what I mean? So you just got to know what that is, know what you're trying to be, and be honest with yourself.
Yes.
Because that's another thing. People don't want to be honest with themselves. They're not honest. And then your close friends can't tell you, stop singing. Because then you don't believe in me. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't believe, you're not my friend. I am your friend. You suck. I'm sorry. But you're good at this. You're good at cooking. Your brownies, amazing. Singing,
Your singing sounds like there's brownies still in your mouth.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
Brownie sweet. Singing, not sweet.
singing not sweet. You cannot add sugar to your vocals. But it's so cool that like all these people weren't just around you, like they were your friends and you were playing with them.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool.
Absolutely. It was really, really, really fun. And just enthusiastic kids, man. We used to have these talent shows during lunch. Called them, what was it? The Happening. That's what it's called. The Happening. It'd be on Fridays. I don't know when it was, like once every 2 months or something. You rehearse with your friends and come up with something and do it. And I was also like one of the heads of the gospel choir at the school. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of fun. And we played basketball at lunch. Did a thing at lunch. So I was like, okay, I'm getting my basketball rocks off still.
Nice.
So
I know you played with Brian and Kendrick and everyone. Did you ever play with Beyonce musically back in those days?
No, nobody ever really saw her sing. And LaToya Luckett, that's my little cousin. So you never really saw them sing much. They were never like humming in the hallways and stuff. She was just kind of shy. Just kind of
they were
there.
younger.
They were younger, but they would be leaving the school and going to the studio and doing, you know what I mean? Then one day they just didn't come back to school. Literally they were like, "All right, y'all," and never came back.
That's Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child, absolutely.
Because they were already Destiny's Child, right?
Yeah. Well, before that, they had a group. It was called Girls Time. They had a group called Girls Time, and I believe it was them, but it had like 2 extra people or something like that. It was another configuration, but then it ended up being Destiny's Child. Wow. Yep, absolutely. And Brian had one of their very first songs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was with him when we heard it. We heard it. We were at Brian's house, hanging out, and we had the radio on, and it just came on. Radio. He was like, "Wait, what? I didn't even know that was coming. I didn't know that was I didn't know they finished the song. Like, you know, like, what the hell? You know? Yeah, I remember that.
And they were the quiet ones in the room, keep in mind.
Yeah, they're the quiet ones, yeah, for sure. For sure. But she's so sweet. Beyonce we still remember, I don't talk to her or nothing on a regular basis, but when I see her, she's like, Robert! You know what I mean? Like, at the Grammys just now, we were sitting down, and her and Jay-Z were in the front, and she looked at my lady and was like, is that Robert? You know, and she just had me like, Beyonce's looking for you. And I was like, hi. We went over there, talked to her, gave her a hug. She's super, it's the same, real cool. You know what I mean? I love it when people can get to that level and, you know, still be cool. You know what I mean?
You got to remember where you're from.
All that stuff. You don't have to be the exact same because, you know, life changes and sometimes you got to learn how to be that in the top. And some things you got to let go that you can't do, that you could do before, but you can't do now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But the fact that she could still be cool is great. That's all I ask. Hey, just be cool. And she's just like that. So is Jay-Z, man. Cool cat.
It's awesome.
You know? Yeah.
It's probably what carries them so far too, because you got to be likable.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then there's Glasper.
Yep. He's an asshole.
Nobody likes that guy.
God, he's such an asshole.
So, man, you got scholarships to Berkeley and New School?
Yeah, I got scholarship to Berkeley first. I went to me and Mike Moreno. You know Mike?
Yeah,
my boy guitar. Yeah. So we actually moved to New York together at the same time. But we went to Berkeley. Used to have a traveling audition, and so we drove to Austin. Were we seniors? No, we were in 11th grade. We drove to Austin that was the closest audition for Berkeley. Yeah. And we did auditions live. So they call you in the room and I like sight read something and then I had to play something and jam with like their rhythm section. And they gave me a full scholarship. And so in 11th grade, I had a full scholarship to Berkeley already. And that was before all the big tests were needed to, you know, so people were studying for like the SAT. I don't even know if they have that up here or whatever, the SAT tests and all these tests you have to do. And Berkeley didn't require those tests. You know what I mean? So I had a full scholarship there. So I was like, oh, not doing those. So yeah, I had a full scholarship. I quit. I'm out of here. Your classes. So yeah, I had a full scholarship to Berkeley, and then my senior year, I realized I want to go to New York though. I really want to go to New York. So I did an audition tape for the New School, you know, and then they gave me a full scholarship. So at that point, I just had to choose which one. In my mind, I'm like, you know what? All the Berkeley cats come to New York anyway after. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
So
I was like, get a couple years
let me go
early.
ahead and exactly. That was literally my thought. I'm like, let me go ahead and beat these cats there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I did. And that was the greatest thing I could have did. Because that's when I met all the people I still rock with to this day. I met Casey Benjamin at New School.
That's so crazy.
I met Bilal at New School. You know what I mean? I met Damian Reed at New School. You know, these are people that have been a part of the fabric of my music, and I literally met them in college. You know? So I don't know what my shit would sound like if I would have went to Berkeley. Right. You know what I mean? Like trajectory of my stuff. I don't know what that would be. Right. You know? So it was great. And Bilal's the one that introduced me to all the Philly and all that stuff. All that stuff. That whole side of neo soul, the hip hop stuff, because of Bilal. Because we were inseparable at the New School, you know, and we worked on his very first demo in my dorm room together, you know, and I was his first music director, you know. So we did that whole ride, and we used to catch the bus down to Philadelphia, where he's from, and he'd take me to the Black Lily. And when those jam sessions were happening, you know what I mean?
So that's when you met Questlove and
all that stuff.
And Roots.
That's when I met the Roots and all that. Yeah. And Jasmine, she was like 12 in the club, killing. I was like, what is this 12-year-old in here killing? Like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you know? And then, then the Roots started doing sessions in New York at the spot called Wetlands. And me and Bilal used to go there. And so everybody knew me as Bilal's jazz friend. You know, where's jazz friend at? You know, so I started sitting in here and there, and then slowly but surely, like,
jazz friend at?
My jazz friend, you know. And then that's when they got to see like James Poyser and June Burvine play up close and personal. And that's, you know, that sound, man. James Poyser is the architect of that. Yeah. That whole shit, you know what I mean? That sound and the writing and all the things. So I got a chance to like watch people like him and study that stuff, man, and get a chance to play with them. And Questlove started calling me for gigs with the Roots.
And you're like 20.
Literally. Yeah. So I was doing Roots gigs and going on tour with Roy Hargrove. You know, I did the first RH Factor tour with Roy when I was a freshman or a sophomore in college. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of these things happening. Playing with Bilal, playing with Roy Hargrove, playing with the Roots, playing with Kenny Garrett.
Is that how you met Christian McBride?
I met Christian McBride through how did I meet Christian? I met Christian through, I feel like my boy Shedrick Mitchell, great pianist, one of my mentors. He went to New School too. Matter of fact, I saw him playing with the New School combo at, there used to be a thing called IJE. And it was a jazz conference. And people would come from all over the world and go, and it would be at a Hilton somewhere to take over the whole Hilton. And there'll be high school bands playing, college bands playing, your favorite artists playing. Like it was like North Sea Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
But in a smaller, and just like that.
So cool.
And I saw Shedrick playing with this band, and I was like, "Who are they?" And they all look like me. It's Coco, Marcus Baylor on drums, and Shedrick. And I was like, "Oh, I want to go to New York." So he's one of the reasons I want to go to New York. Anyway, he was playing with Christian McBride. And so he was like, "Hey man, I can't make a few gigs. I've been telling Christian about you. Come to a rehearsal." So I went to a rehearsal, and they just had me sit in on the blues or something. And Christian was like, "Yeah, man, all right, man, come on." So then I, come on, Rob.
It's a good Christian.
Christian's been 75 his whole life. Period. He's just came out the womb 75 with a cigar. And he doesn't age. He's just that age. But I love Christian, man. It's funny, when he took me on the road, literally I failed so many classes because I was like a sophomore and I went on tour with him for like 5 months straight and I just failed all my classes, And he used to have to call my mom every day after the gig, every night. There was no cell phones and stuff. It was like 1998 or something, or 99 in there. So yeah, when we get back to after the show, we have to go to his room, call my mom. He would talk to her, "Hey man, hey mom, he's safe." "Hey mom, I'm good, blah, 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 blah," every night, Yeah, Christian's my guy.
Love Christian. Man.
Absolutely.
It's so cool how tight you guys are, and like,
my bro.
But man, just all this, you're 8th grade with Brian, and then into high school with everyone, and then into college with everyone, and it's just like, what an incredible community.
It was great.
And you're still playing with so many of those people.
Absolutely. It's literally been a community. Wow. It's literally absolutely. And being in New York also was just amazing. Like, all those clubs that were open back then too. You get to go there and see your favorite artists, playing. I never forgot, I saw Kenny Garrett there. And my boy, I really want to play with Kenny. And I'm a freshman. He's playing at Sweet Basil's, right? I'm like, Kenny Garrett, man. My boy was playing drums with him. He's like, "Hey man, I told Kenny Garrett about you. You should come to the show." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, I'm gonna have him get you to sit in. I was like, "Oh, really? All right, cool." I get there, it's Tuesday through Sunday. I get there, I meet him. He's like, "Hey, bro, you know my music? You know my music?" I was like, "Yeah, I know you." "Okay, bro." So I wait, both sets, nothing. I go back Wednesday, says the same thing. "Hey, bro, you know my music?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, bro." I wait, both sets, nothing.
Both sets?
Dude, both sets. I go there Thursday, same thing. Friday, same thing. Saturday night, I go there. "Hey, bro, I swear to God. You know my music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know your music, Kenny. I know your music." He's like, "Okay, bro." 1 set, 2 sets. It's Saturday night at Sweet Basil. Kenny Garrett's playing. It's packed. New York is in there. Everybody's there. They asked for an encore after the second show. They asked for an encore. He comes back out on stage by himself. It's like, "Hey, y'all, we have a special guest that's going to play for us tonight. Robert Glasper." And people are like, like,
"Who's that?"
Like that clap, like Coming to America clap. And old boy comes on stage. So I walk up to the front. There's no band. He's out there with no saxophone. He's just leaning by the piano. And he starts calling tunes.
No way.
I swear to God.
He's quizzing you?
On stage, quizzing me. He's calling his tunes that I knew, but with a band. I didn't know the melody. I know it's F minor. Let's go. You know what I mean? Kitty's like, play blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know it without the band. I don't. He's like, play so-and-so. Meanwhile, people are just sitting there waiting. People start chatting.
Dude, what?
People start chatting. He did this, bro. He called like 5 tunes, and each tune he called, I just got more depressed and more depressed. And then he finally was like, "All right, bro, we'll just play something." So I'm up there, and I play some random solo piano standard that was horrible. And I went home and cried, literally. And then he called me like a week later, like, "Hey, bro, you want to come by the house and play?" I was like, oh, okay, cool. Get there. No bass player. Just drums, Kenny, and another piano player. He starts calling tunes and having me and the piano player just trade off. Mind you, no bass player. Just drums.
Yeah.
And he's having me and his piano player trade off for about 8 hours.
What is this?
Bro, this is the worst. It's the worst string of musical things I've ever done in my life in one time.
This is the worst story I've ever heard.
It's so bad. It gets worse. Me and this piano player trade off. Finally go home. He calls me like a week later. Hey, bro, I want you to do this hit with me. So I guess I won. It was obviously a competition.
Yeah.
I want you to do Newport Jazz Festival with me.
Okay.
I don't know what Newport is. I've never been there. I'm a freshman in college. I know nothing. I've never been to a festival. I don't know anything. Get there. It's crazy packed. Everybody's there. Boom, 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 boom. He's the headliner. And I see these things on the side of the piano that look like glass. I don't know what it's for. I didn't pick it. I don't know what it's for. Put my music is on the side. Everything's fine. He does the downbeat to 2 down, 1 across. This tune. Ba-da-da-da. I hit that chord. I'm like, whew, I made it. I'm saying it in my mind. As I said that in my mind, all the music flew off the piano.
No.
Into the audience.
No.
Turns out those glass things were plexiglass that you're supposed to put on top of the music so the wind doesn't carry it away.
Blow.
I don't know it's by the water. I don't know a gust of wind's gonna come. I'm a freshman in college. All my music goes into the audience from the beat one, not in the middle of the concert. The beginning of the concert, gone, out of here. I don't even know how I got through it. I have zero idea. I have zero recollection of how I got through that gig because I didn't really know all the music. You know, I knew some of it around it. You know what I mean? So yeah, all that happened in one little thing with Kenny Garrett. And I love him. I love him to death, Kenny. I love you. But that was some up shit.
Man.
Woo!
Were you like, I should have stuck with basketball?
I should.
Dude.
Yo, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you ever like years later ask him like, why did you
Why'd
do
you do
all
that?
this to me?
Well, the music flying ain't his fault.
No,
That's that.
but of course, everything else.
But the calling the two. I mean, I guess I was just him. I guess everybody got to go through some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, hey, this is you want to roll with the big boys. This is what it is. So. You know, and he comes from that Art Blakey school.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know what I mean. So the reason he started playing with Art Blakey because Art Blakey called him on stage to battle the saxophone player he already had.
Yeah,
because that's what Art would do. Go city to city, tell his guys, hey, you're gonna battle these cats here in this city, and if you ain't good enough, if you lose, you're not getting on the bus. So Kenny, they got to Detroit. Kenny wiped whoever saxophone player was with Art Blakey, and he was on the bus.
got the gig.
So that's the cloth he comes from. So
wow.
Hey. So the point of that story is always be ready.
Yeah.
That's what I tell young cats all the time. Like, hey, if there's an artist that you really want to play with, truly know their music and know it by heart. If you know you got gigs with them, know it by heart. Because I've had music just not make it. It was in my in my luggage.
Yeah.
Didn't make it to the gig. You know what I mean? Just anything can happen.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you internalize that music, first of all, you play better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And second of all, it's just you can be professional and make the gig, you know, and don't have to worry about all that stuff, you know.
That's one of the wildest initiation stories.
Oh man. Absolutely.
So Newport was him giving it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the universe was like, you should not play with Kenny Garrett. If you can't tell, you should go make a solo album. You need to be a leader.
Oh man.
Robert Glasper.
Absolutely.
Go leader.
This is not working
mode.
Absolutely. This is not working out for you. The Sidemen thing's not doing it for you.
This is not it. Maybe some records.
Yeah.
In a few years, but go make some Robert Glasper albums.
Oh man. Absolutely.
So you leave Newport Jazz and you go cut an album in 2002.
Literally.
Oh man. Okay, so you become a leader.
Yep.
You make your debut album, Mood.
Yes.
Man, which is a beautiful album.
Thank you, man.
Real great
Thank
album.
you.
I was listening to it today. I hadn't heard it in a long time.
Thank you.
And it starts very eerie and moody, appropriately titled. But then the second Maiden Voyage hits.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds like Robert Glasper still you already had that persona, that sound, the finesse, the way you play was already there on your first leader album.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is I got approached in that, I think that was 2002.
Yeah.
But I got approached in 1999 to do a record on Fresh Sounds because I played on some other people's records that were Fresh Sounds. You know, Fresh Sounds, they were getting young cats to do records, you know what I mean? They're out of Spain. So I played sideman on a lot of other people, Marcus Strickland and some other cats, sideman stuff. So the people were like, yo, you sound great. You want to do your own record? And I was like, nah, not yet. I have nothing to say yet. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to wait till I felt like I had something to say, before doing my own record. You know? But that was my first record. And, I feel like, at that point I was starting to sound like me.
That's an incredible decision for you to make at such a young age, when I can only imagine when you're a young musician, obviously you're going to be selfish, right?
Somebody else is paying for a record? I'll do it,
But like, I've heard so many people on this pod say it. Christian McBride said the same thing. Wanted to wait. Joe Lovano, same thing. Right? Like so many of these people that were all from Berkeley or Boston that then went to New York. Waited when they got the opportunity, even at a real young age. Like, no, I'm gonna develop my sound like a few more years later. And then everyone had killing first albums. Everyone had killing first albums. So okay, so you do the first album. And that gets Blue Note's attention.
So I did the first album, and the first person that got attention was Giles Peterson in London. Great DJ in London. And he actually called me up. I was like, hey, I love your Mood album. I want you to do my worldwide festival. So I fly out to London, and he has Jasmine Sullivan there. He's like, hey, y'all should do something together. So we live at his thing, do something. I can't remember what we did together. You know what I mean? Boom. And Giles was a big deal. He's a big deal, So he was playing my stuff on his radio show. You know what I mean? And then, he was, so that's kind of how I started getting some traction and attention, because he was literally playing my stuff on the radio show. And then, my friend of mine, Nicole Hegman, she was coming to my shows, and she had managed like Michael Brecker and I feel like Diana Reeves and some other people before. And she's like, hey, you need some help? I didn't have a manager or anything. She was like, you need some help? I was like, yeah, I could use some help. So she started helping me out, and then slowly but surely became my manager. And then she linked me with Blue Note. She linked me with Eli Wolf over at Blue Note.
Wow.
And Eli started coming out to my shows. I used to play at this spot called the Jazz Gallery in New York a lot. And then I did, Eli liked what I was doing. So he was like, I want to invite Bruce Lumbaugh to see you play. So we booked a Monday night. That's when they do at Blue Note. That's when they do the young people, the people who nobody knows on Monday night. So I did a Monday testing. Yeah, I did a Monday night show at Blue Note, and Bruce Lumbaugh came, saw me play. And this is my trio at the time. This was the Damian Reed, and I feel like for this it was Brandon Owens on bass.
Oh, nice,
Brandon. Yeah. And so Bruce saw us play, and then a few weeks later, I never forget, he called me. And he was like, you want to be a recording artist on Blue Note? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, you got it. And I was like, oh, snap. Oh, my God. And this was right after my mom passed.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I didn't have a chance to call my mom and tell her, like, yo, I'm on Blue Note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same year. I got the call the same year my mom passed, like a few months after.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man. And anyway, it was like, oh my gosh, so, and that's what happened. So I did a record. First I did a demo. He paid for me to go into the studio. That's what happened. Before he said, you got it, they paid for me to do a demo. So they gave me 1 day of studio time, and I went in there and I cut like 4 songs, and then they sent that to Bruce. And he listened to that. And then he was like, all right, you want to be a Blue Note recording artist? Cool, boom. And that's what happened. So I got signed to Blue Note. And it was dope because they hadn't signed anybody in like 7 years. No instrumentalist.
Wow.
The reason they were able to sign instrumentalists again because Nora Jones
made it.
That album
paid for everything.
Paid for everything.
Yeah.
I told Nora when I saw her again, I was like, this album, my first album should have been called Thank You, Nora.
Yeah.
My first.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity. Because me and Nora went to jazz camp together.
Wow.
In 11th grade, we went to jazz camp together at North Texas. And so it was crazy that she was the one that basically handed me my record deal. And
she went into the stratosphere, man.
Absolutely.
Isn't that cool?
So great.
That went diamond, I think.
Literally. Like
a Michael Jackson album.
When I think back, I'm like, I was like hanging out and real cool with like Nora and Beyonce. Like, you know what I'm saying? In high school. Like, who saw that coming?
That's so cool, man. So your mom had just passed. You signed a Blue Note. You make your Blue Note debut. Yeah. And so that's why your mom is on.
Absolutely. So this particular night she sat in, and my boy had bootlegged it. So I just used a clip of her singing on that. and then went into the I Remember song. And then I had Bilal singing, because she never got to even, she met Bilal over the phone when he sung for her over the phone. You know what I mean? And so that's why I had Bilal sing on this song, but it came from her voice into his voice. You know, it was a cool thing. And then the second album, I did the same thing. I did a song called Tribute.
Yes.
Which uses the actual clip from my mom's funeral. You know,
man.
The actual eulogy is on there.
Go listen to I Remember if you haven't heard this. It's the final song on the Blue Note debut.
Canvas,
on Canvas.
Yeah.
And dude, she sounds amazing. It's so cool to be able to hear it. I feel like it gives me like a taste of your youth and growing up and like what you heard all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. She sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
That's really special, man. I didn't realize how significant that is. And your dad was still just like, let's go.
Come on now. Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
Dude. That's the best, man.
Yeah.
That's the best. In 2007, you drop your second album, In My Element.
In My Element, yes.
And you got your J Dilla tribute on that.
Absolutely.
Who's the voicemail?
Q-Tip.
Oh, that's Q-Tip.
That's Q-Tip. Yeah, so in 1999, when Bilal because we were, like I said, when I met Bilal in school, we started working immediately, just writing songs in the dorm. And he stayed in my dorm room most of the time. I had a girlfriend in college. She had her own room. So Bilal would take my room because my roommate had a girlfriend. He was never there. So my room was just empty. And we used it like a studio, have a keyboard there. So we used to just write songs there.
So cool.
And it was literally across the street from Electric Lady.
Wow.
My dorm was literally across the street from Electric Lady. So we did a lot of, so we literally wrote a lot of his songs in my dorm. And then when it was time to record, we recorded a lot of that stuff at Electric Lady. You know what I mean?
So that's Q-Tip.
Oh, that's
on the voicemail that tells you, "Hey Rob, you should do a Dilla tribute with the trio."
So that's why. So when Bilal got signed, that's what I was saying. So when Bilal got signed to Interscope Records, one of the first producers they had him working with was J Dilla, and I begged Bilal to take me with him. I was like, "Please take me with you to Detroit when you work with Dilla. I need to be there." He's like, "All right." So he brought me with him, and we got to be with J Dilla every day for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
What?
Hang, make the every day went like this. Wake up, go eat, go to the studio, jam. Then he would take our jam, that whatever we did, that stuff we did that day, kind of refine it a little bit, you know. Then we would drive and go get something to eat, and then we go to a club. And sometimes it was a regular club, and he would just give the DJ stuff we did that day.
Test it out.
Test it out. He would test it out. People are there dancing. He would test it out. Sometimes it was a strip club. He would do the same, test it out. Like that was his thing, you know? And we did that for 2 weeks, you know? Literally.
What was J Dilla like?
Man, he was he's very quiet, dude. You know what I mean? Super quiet, but just like, you knew he liked something because he would just be like, woo. You know? You ever hung around Kareem?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're in the same. A matter of fact, when I met Dilla, Kareem was in the basement. When me and Bilal first went to Dilla's crib,
wow.
Kareem was there. You know what I mean? But they have the kind of the same mannerisms, just kind of quiet, say stuff here and there, but not overbearing, nothing, you know. They could be in the room and you won't know for 30 minutes, you know.
Right.
You know. But yeah, so me and Dilla became cool at that point. You know, he would call me when he comes to New York. Yo, I'm here mixing so-and-so. Let's go eat. You know, boom, boom, boom. You know, so... And then I used to, Stakes is High used to be in my arsenal for the trio.
Yeah.
You know, long before he passed away. You know,
Yeah.
I used to always do Stakes is High. That was one of my favorite joints. And so, you know, I wanted to do a Dilla tribute when he did pass. And, you know, Q-Tip's my guy. You know, I used to go over to Q-Tip's house when I was in college. He used to have me replay samples. You know, he would give me a few $100.
So great.
And have me replay samples.
So
you know?
Great, dude.
So Q's my guy. So I called him up. I was like, yo, I need you to do a skit for me. I need you to call me, and, you know what I mean, for a voicemail thing for this Dilla tribute thing. So it was that. And then I would just all I did was use live recordings of the trio when we were playing Dilla stuff. And I just pasted them together. You know what I mean? That was all. We didn't redo anything. It was just like from live stuff, because we would always do Dilla stuff trio wise.
Man, that's so special.
Yeah.
Never hear stories like this.
Yeah, and Dilla got to see me play trio once.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? He got to see me play trio once and got to see me in my element, if you will. one time. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where
Is that
came
where
from.
In My Element came from? Is that like
Basically, yeah, it feels like it, right? No, I named it In My Element because this is why I named it In My Element. Mainly, I didn't have a name for it, but I knew I had a photo shoot. We went around all of New York doing this photo shoot for like 2 days. Photo shoot, different places, all these places. Finally, at the very end, all the cameramen and everything come back to my house, and I looked at my chair in the living room. I was like, "Man, let's take this one picture here." I'm sitting on my couch, man, and I had. If you look at the cover, I have a coffee cup, like a plastic coffee cup in my hand, like styrofoam coffee cup, on the table next to me. Mind you, I'm a bachelor. It's 2005, 7, 6, whatever, 2006. It's all on my table, just stacks of porn. And we take a picture of that. I'm like, just take this picture. That's the picture we use. The very last picture at my house with a coffee cup, and then you think it's CDs. Nope. Yes. And I was like, yo, I'm in my element here. This is like, there we go.
And we got an album title, too.
And we have an album title.
Dude, a little twofer.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's so great. Oh my God. And on that you have the maiden voyage and the everything in its right place.
There I could actually get it done and cleared. When I did it, I hinted at it on Mood. That's when that BILAL on there, and I hinted at it, but I couldn't go all the way in because we couldn't clear it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, okay, now I can do another version of it, but I can actually clear it now because I'm on Blue Note.
Because I'm on Blue Note.
Because I'm on Blue Note. So I can clear it. Yeah.
That is so like the Glasper sound. I mean, even today.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Okay, so I feel like there's a real funny story behind Double Booked, the 2009 album Double Booked. So
Double Booked, yeah.
It's half acoustic trio and half the experiment before it was named The Experiment, I'm assuming.
I had The Experiment, but we were kind of an underground band. We didn't record anything, but we got together like in 2006. I was already doing stuff for Chris Dave. He was still in Houston, and I was flying to Houston, and me and him were doing stuff together in Houston. And then I was like, oh, Chris, come to New York. I'm gonna hook us up with Casey Benjamin and my boy Mark Kelly. Mark did the first few gigs of The Experiment. You know what I mean? So what happened was we did a bunch of gigs. I had a little residency at this spot called the Knitting Factory in New York.
Oh yeah.
And originally my band was called the Robert Glasper. Something. It wasn't The Experiment.
Okay.
The New York Times came to the show, covered it, and they called it the Robert Glasper Experiment.
What?
And I was like, well, that's the name now because the New York Times called it that.
Did they mess up the name?
It was something
it like
else.
The Experience? Or
yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. That was amazing. It was literally called the Robert Glasper Experience. That's what it was called.
Experiment's way cooler.
Experiment is way cool.
Oh, New York Times, they rebranded you.
They rebranded me, and it was a big, nice article too. And I was like, "Well, this is what it's called now." And I like that. I ended up liking it. We all liked it better.
Yeah,
it was like, "Oh, that's perfect."
Whoa!
So we were doing shows. So what happened was, I'm signed to Blue Note, and I have a piano trio. I'll have piano trio records. You know what I mean? So I'm at the Village Vanguard playing piano trio.
Yeah.
But I would be doing the late night because the Blue Note used to do late night sessions like 1 a.m.
Yep.
On weekends. But I would do a late night session with my Experiment band at the Blue Note at the same damn time.
Wow.
Same damn night. You know what I mean? But I couldn't use my name at the Blue Note.
Right.
So I used to do like cover name, different names like RCDC, Experiment. By that time, Derek Hodge had joined and it was Rob, Chris, Derek, Casey, RCDC. You know what I mean?
Dope.
And we did different names. So I used to do a lot of gigs around town just under that alias kind of name with that group. So then I was like, man, I've been doing piano trio this whole time for like 4 years, but now I want to do Experiment, but I don't want to switch it like all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So I was like, let me do one album with both and kind of tell the story because my life is kind of have this. And that's what that whole thing, I had Terrence Blanchard at the beginning, like, come play at my club, and I had Questlove, like, yo, come over to this club and do some hip hop with you and the guys and Mos and everybody, you know what I mean? So I used a live recording of us with Mos. At my birthday party or something. Like, that's the first thing you hear. Forever, ever. That whole thing with Chris and Derek.
Oh, yeah.
and then the rest of it was studio stuff. So it's like a mixture of both things at once to kind of ease the people into the electric Robert. If you
Wow. And it's also what was actually happening on any given night
real
in
life.
New York.
That's exactly
It was like,
exactly.
You doing trio, you doing experiment.
Literally. And I have
And
Bilal,
you have like the legends fighting over you, calling you like,
Literally.
man, I thought I booked you that day. Wait, he said he booked you. Terrence Blanchard and Questlove being like double booking you.
Absolutely.
You're like, no, I'm doing both.
Yeah. Because I was playing with Terrace too. I did a lot of gigs. I'm on a Terrence album called Bounce, and with Eric Harlan and Brandon. It's called Bounce.
I gotta check that out.
I accidentally got on the record. I didn't even know I was doing the record. I didn't know I was doing the record. I saw Terrence at a club in New York the night before he's recording the record, and it was snowing really bad. And I was doing a gig at Smalls. You know Smalls?
Yeah, of course.
I played a gig at Smalls with Liz Wright there, singer Liz Wright. And it was me and Terrence's band. It was Aaron Parks, Brandon Owens, Eric Harlan, and it was me on Rhodes. So it was basically Terrence's band with me on Rhodes and the Liz Wright singing. Terrence came to the show, saw that, heard me on Rhodes with the band, and was like, okay, cool. He's like, hey, Rob, what you doing tomorrow? I was like, nothing. He's like, come to this address at 12 o'clock. I was like, okay. I didn't know what it was. And I got in there. He was like, this Rhodes is for you. I was like, oh, I'm playing. Okay, cool. First song, swear to God, he barely said, he didn't say much at all. He was like, first song's in B flat, you'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
And this is a song called Fred Brown. That's what you hear. Oh, Lee Nelaweke too.
Oh,
guitar.
Sick.
So nasty.
Was on the session?
Same
So
album.
you walked in and you're like, oh, I got
all this stuff. It's called Bounce. Great album.
epic.
Yeah, great album.
I'm going to check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Then you step into the experiment more. That's when, okay, so at what point were you like, wait, like, did you intentionally know that experiment was going to be a huge part of you in this transition? And were you like, I'm going to do the experiment album. I'm going to go hard on this.
I knew I was going to make a record, Black Radio, not called Black Radio, but I knew I was going to make a record where I'm doing my mix of jazz and R&B with singers and rappers and things.
Yep.
I knew that in 2005.
Wow.
Even Eli Wolf, when we sat down, he was like, so do you want to make the hip hop record or?
Wow.
And I said, no, I want to wait.
Yes.
I need to do 3 albums that are instrumental. So it's in cement. It's concrete that I get the respect that I deserve first. Then I want to do the R&B hip hop stuff. Because if I did the Black Radio first, I wouldn't have the respect of the jazz world.
For sure. Yeah.
Because you can't go backwards. Nobody in history has gone backwards.
And it's not a crossover then.
Then it's not a crossover.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And then, it's very important for me to get the respect of the jazz world first, then venture off into other genres, because other genres are way more forgiving. They're way more, come on in.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
jazz is not.
Yeah, exactly. You don't enter jazz later.
No.
Yeah.
You don't say, hey, I have all these R&B and hip hop albums. Let me be in the jazz world. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I knew that, and I knew that, and I watched Herbie's career. I've watched Miles Davis. I've watched George Duke. I've watched certain people, that the way they moved, and now they moved a certain way, so they don't get the respect in the jazz world, or they do. And if they do, what did they do? And if they don't, what did they do? You know what I mean?
You just analyzed that on yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When you were digging into the liner notes.
Yeah, literally. So
wow,
I think that was the smartest thing I could have possibly done. Because at the end of the day, I have that respect there. Those records are there. You know what I mean? It's undeniable, and then I can move on and do whatever I want,
What a crazy, it's amazing that you had that vision at such a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did the 3 albums.
I did the 3 albums.
And then you're like, all right, it's time for...
Now it's time. And also in
but
that
Black
time...
Radio wasn't yet a brand. You didn't have that.
I didn't have that name yet.
But you knew what it was going to be conceptually.
Absolutely. And in that time period, I made more relationships, you know what I mean, with different people.
Yeah.
Back in 2005, I didn't know Layla.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I knew Lettucey. I was Lettucey's one. I was playing with Lettucey since 2002 or something. You know what I mean? So I knew her. I knew Bilal. I knew a few people. You know what I mean? I knew Common. I knew Mos.
Yeah.
But I didn't know a lot of the people that are on Black Radio. You know what I mean? So those 6 years gave me, time to build up that roster of people.
Wow.
And build up my name and build up my legacy as a jazz artist. So then when I had something, I made these steps I could stand on. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Stairway to Glasper.
Stairway to Glasper, baby. See, I knew it was going to tie together somehow. I made the stairway. You know what I mean? So then when I did the Black Radio, boom, I had the respect of all those artists that are on the record because I wasn't like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? They knew already. You know what I mean? So that made it a lot easier. You know,
it's so smart. And then also, there's already a Robert Glasper that is known. So now this is a different thing. This is the experiment.
Exactly.
Because if you just came out as Robert Glasper Experiment or whatever it is, so you came. It's so cool because you have this like core following of people who already know you. You got, I mean, you got a real jazz following.
Yep.
At a young age. Now you're like, all right, I'm going to do this experiment, and I'm going to bring in other genres. We're going to do it together, and you come with this Black Radio.
And then on top of that, right when Double Booked came out, it was time for Double Booked tour in 2009. At that time, I get the call to go on tour with Maxwell.
Wow.
When he's coming back. Pretty Wings, all the things. Derek Hodges, the music director.
Oh, man.
Chris Daves on drums. They're on the album.
Oh, man.
So when it's time to do the record, when it's time to do the tour, of course, Derek and Chris are like, get Glasper.
Yeah.
So now I'm in a thing with my record label because I'm like, I want to go on tour with Maxwell.
Yeah.
This jazz tour.
Yeah.
Because I knew what album I was doing next.
Oh.
I knew, hey, I need to be in these R&B rooms, in these hip-hop R&B rooms because I'm about to do this Black Radio record. And these are the rooms I need to be in. I don't need to do another jazz tour. Those are going to be there. We already know what that is. This is a chance in a lifetime for me to go on tour with Maxwell with my band already.
My band.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me and my record label had a few words. I was like, no, I'm going on tour with Maxwell.
For sure.
And that was the best decision I ever made.
Wow.
Best decision I ever made.
You got a strong gut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just aren't going to know. They're not going to. I knew that my path is not like anybody else's path. Sure. It's not a normal path.
Yeah.
So I can't take too much advice from people who literally have no idea what this is. The only person I can talk to seriously is Herbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're different, but in the same in many ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? In many ways, we're the same as far as his path and where he was moving. You know what I mean? So I call Herbie a lot. Like, man, what? When you were doing Headhunters, you know what I mean? And get some advice from Herbie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's not many people I can call for that. You know, luckily I got a chance to be on the road with Roy Hargrove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a chance to be on the road with him and watch him maneuver, having, his quintet, but also being on tour with D'Angelo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing recordings with Common and just being in those worlds at the same time. You know what I mean? So I got to watch that up close and personal. So I always take notes. I'm a watcher, I'm a listener, and I'm like, okay, I see what this is. I see, okay. And I got to be wary of who I listen to because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I would have listened to my record label and put Black Radio in a jazz category because they said, because the people in jazz know you. I'm like, at this time, I've been on tour with Maxwell for 2.5 years. When the album came out, I knew what people love. I was on the ground. I was outside.
You're watching.
I was in those rooms.
Yeah.
I know what the record did. I know firsthand what Black Radio did. Record companies didn't know firsthand what Black Radio did. You weren't in those places where
For sure.
I know. So that's why I was like, no, I stood fast. Like, no, we're gonna do it here. And if we lose, whatever. But this is where this record's supposed to be.
And especially Blue Note at the time.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely. And Don Wells was always behind me. I love Don. You know what I mean? He wasn't even really there yet. He was right. He got there after he got there right after I recorded Black Radio, and I already did it.
Like 2013, I think he started.
2012. I think it's 12-ish in there. So he was right on the cusp of Black Radio.
Actually, I had Don Was on the podcast. Awesome. Go listen to that episode, and we talk about him coming in on that year one and being like, I met Rob.
I love Don, man.
Love what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's so great.
He's amazing,
He's
man.
so great. Absolutely.
Yeah, and he was, very inspired by you at the time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Man.
I love what you were doing.
Yeah, man. He hooked me up with a lot of dope situations, Yeah. I was in the studio with Anita Baker.
Wow.
Because of Don. I was in the studio with Chaka Khan.
Wow.
Because of producing an album.
Yeah.
He played Chaka Khan Black Radio. She's like, I want that. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
And put this in the studio together.
Come to Capitol.
Yeah. Capitol. Yeah. So, yeah. But that was the main thing. Like, I wanted to go on tour with Maxwell because of what I knew I was about to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it made
Dude, it's so smart. It's like you already read the book. The Book of Glasper, the Stairway to Glasper, bro. It's crazy.
Choices, man. It comes down to choices.
You guys just think this guy's funny and good at piano. He's a visionary.
I'll be thinking, you know,
He's got real thoughts. And you're an executor, man. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude. Black Radio, Robert Glasper experiment. The experiment works very, very well. Man. That was when I heard of you. So I wasn't hip to you yet. Being in LA, being a little bit younger.
Yep.
I didn't hear of you until Black Radio came out. That's when I was like, Robert Glasper experiment. What is this? Checked it out. Obviously became a fan immediately.
Absolutely.
Heard Afro Blue and everything. Just got lured in, you know. And I want to say, you know, it kind of got me hip to everyone. I wonder how much. I mean, I'm a drummer, so I knew Chris Dave,
of course,
right? But
of course, but Casey Benjamin.
But Casey, I did not know.
He's literally rest in peace, Casey.
Yeah, rest in peace, Casey.
He was literally one of my favorite musicians of all time because he was not just good at saxophone.
Yeah,
he was great at the vocal order stuff too, but he could play keys too.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just so talented, could write. You know what I mean? Just like, man. And then Derek Hodge, just
and that was my discovering Derek Hodge too. Wow,
just you know,
man, I saw the Robert Glasper experiment probably that year at the Roxy.
The Roxy, yes. That was our LA stomping ground for a few years.
Bro. 20 years. Probably that year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Erykah Badu.
Yep.
So with all these friends that you've talked about, you haven't yet hit Erykah yet, or at least in the story. So like, how did you meet Erykah Badu? How did you get her on Black Radio?
So Erykah, and when I lived in Brooklyn, when I was in college, Bilal lived 5 minutes that way. Common lived 5 minutes that way, and Erykah lived 5 minutes that way. We literally lived in the same neighborhood, and they knew me from Bilal. You know what I mean?
Right. Jazz friend.
Yeah. I mean, literally, we didn't separate. We were together every day, all the time.
That's awesome. You
know what I mean? So, and Erykah used to call me. I remember one time she was like, "I want to play you an idea I have." She's working on Mama's Gun, and my eyes are green. Gotta eat a lot of vegetables. That song. I remember I went to her crib, met her, and she walked back from her crib to my crib to play me the songs. She was like, "Let's listen to it at your house." So I'll bring her. We're walking down. You know that episode of Rocky, that movie where he's jogging down the street and all of a sudden there's like 100 people following him?
Yeah.
That was that.
Wow.
I was walking Erykah from her crib to my crib, and we looked back, and it was like 50 people following us down the street. You know what I mean? No, but you know, Erykah is the homie. You know what I mean? So, and you know, I just developed that family situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to hang in and blah blah blah. So when I called her to do it, and like I said, I was Bilal's music director as well. So aside from me having my own thing, then I was also, you know, doing stuff with Bilal and everything. So people really respected what I brought to the table. So when there's time for me to call people, I honestly, originally, it wasn't even supposed to be all those people. I literally only I was only going to do like half and half. Half with guests, half just experiment stuff. And then when I started the process, people started hearing about it and calling me. "Oh, you doing the album?" I didn't get a call. And I was like,
yeah.
I mean, you want to do it? All right, cool. Like, you know, I ain't got no money, but you know what I mean? But a lot of that stuff is it's relationships.
Of course. Yeah.
Relationships in music is everything, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's people don't have to do anything. Like those kind of artists don't need the money.
Sure.
And I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
It was favor nations for sure. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, this is all I got to offer. And they could say yes or no, but they wanted to be a part of the art. They wanted to be a part of and they believed in me and believed in the project.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that literally just comes from being cool and knowing when to throw the small fish away to catch the big fish.
Yes, dude.
And some people don't really understand that. In music, everything is relationships. This is not like basketball where if you're the best, people see that and you get drafted because you're the best. Look at the numbers. That's not what music is.
Yeah.
In music, there is no best. There is no nothing. It's just relationships at the end of the day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you got to know when to charge, know when not to charge, know when to not charge so you can get in the room. You know what I mean? Don't start off so business savvy, like, okay, well, let me call you, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying get over.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, certain situations, just be cool.
Man.
Because those things will, you'll be surprised how once you get in the room and they with you like that, then the money will start rolling in later. But now you already have the relationship. If you make it, if you think about money, they can go get somebody. If it's all about money, they'll get somebody better than you. If it's about money, if they got the money, they can call this person. They don't need you. You know what I mean? But if you're cool and you're cheaper and you're cool and they like you and they like what you do, they like what you're bringing to the table, that will turn into what you want it to. You know, you just have to understand when to do that and when not to do that. You know, and
yes,
that, you know, you get it. You
yes,
know?
Dude. We just did last week. We dropped a podcast with Terrace Martin, and we talked your boy, of course. And we literally, there's a whole chapter of the podcast on negotiating, when to negotiate, how to negotiate, when not to negotiate.
Absolutely. I didn't negotiate for Pimp a Butterfly.
You showed up, of course.
I told Terrace, when Good Kid, Mad City came out,
yeah,
I called Terrace. I said, bro, I can't stop listening to this record. When Kendrick does another record, please call me. I don't care. I'll play anything. I want to be a part of them.
Yeah.
Kendrick is so dope. I want to be a part of it. He's like, all right. And lo and behold, he called me. I was in the middle of my record covered. I was at Capitol Records. And he was like, you in LA, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, come by the studio. I'm with Kendrick. I was like, all right, bet. I go there. Put me in the booth. Play so-and-so. Play that. You know, and I just start playing songs. I didn't say, hold on. So for each song, what's the split? Am I writing, or is this, you know? And and after it, he didn't ask me to play that. I put that in there myself. So you know, no, that wasn't the time to do that.
Yeah, no way.
I'm on 9 songs on one of the greatest hip hop albums ever.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the most needle moving albums of my lifetime in hip hop. You know what I mean? And I'm a part of that, and that's worth all the money. That's worth, you know what I mean? Just that alone. You know what I mean? Being a part of the hip hop song of the year, of the Grammys. If These Walls Could Talk. You know what I mean? Like, that's enough because I got in the room. I knew how to get in the room.
Yeah, you got a million calls from that.
All that.
Endless opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to know that too. Like, hey, if I don't get paid for this, don't worry about it because this is going to, you know, people are going to call because of that.
For sure.
People are going to call because of that. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. You know what I mean? I got paid. Yeah. It was late as hell, but I got paid. I told my manager, don't trip, don't call. Don't overly call.
Yeah.
You call once, that's it. We good. It'll come. You know what I mean? And it came. It's just like, hey, don't, you know, know when to rock the boat, know when not to rock the boat. It's not that thing. That's it. There's an art to that.
100%.
There are some people that I will not mess with to this day, and they are talented.
Yeah.
But they annoy the hell out of me when it's time to get paid.
Yeah.
They just fucking annoy me. And it's like, it's the record label. It's like, when the record label's involved, they cut checks. You know how that is. It's on somebody's desk for 5 weeks. It goes to this, you know, it just takes a minute.
Yeah.
But I know people that just call every day. And it's like, bro, my God, I'm never going to call you again just because you annoy me.
100%. 100%. And it's like, even if $1,000.
Like, come on, bro.
Come on. You got to, you're devaluing yourself. You're showing that you don't value yourself or have.
And it's not me like holding the money. No, it's not me. We're all waiting here. It's a waiting. This is, you know, by now, you know how this works.
Yeah.
You know, so you get the call back. Getting the first call is one thing. Everybody can get the first call.
Yep.
I learned that a long time ago. Russell Malone told me that. Rest in peace, Russell Malone. Russell Malone told me that. He's like, hey, the first call is not what you're aiming for. You're aiming for the call back. Because everybody can get the first call. Yeah. Because that's curiosity. But if you get the call back, they really like you.
Yes.
And that's what you want to aim for, the call back.
Stairway to Glasper.
Stairway to Glasper.
Do you need to change batteries? Was that you? Oh, I thought you were. Oh, he's moving his hair.
He was going like this. Yeah. How did you get changed battery from this?
Yeah. I don't know if you realize that I have Patrick Swayze as my that's my partner here.
Rico Suave, one of them. It's a SWAT in there. Swayze, Suave.
We had a flip from Christian.
Absolutely.
I thought it was we need to change the camera battery, but it was just a moment of beautiful hair.
Of course.
Moving
from one side to another. Swaying hair.
Okay, so We'll get to Pimp a Butterfly like real soon, but I guess it's
Sorry, I skip around. I know I always hit marks you're about to hit. I know. That's how I am. I just go.
That's why you were probably decent at basketball. I'm like, bro, we're doing free throws. You're doing threes.
Too far.
Too far. Slow down. Okay. We're up by 10. You don't need to take this 3 right now.
Fine.
One more question on Black Radio. So Black Radio comes out.
Yeah.
Man, you win the Grammy. Yeah. It's charting on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
Like, how did Black Radio change your life?
Bro, people don't realize Black Radio charted on 4 different genres on the Billboard chart.
It hit the Billboard 200.
It hit the Billboard.
Yeah.
It was numbered when it hit. It was right after Blurred Lines. It was right after the first Black Radio 1 was after. No, Black Radio 1 was after. Was it Justin Timberlake? Whatever that. The hot Justin Timberlake. It was like number 2,
like Sexy Back or something. Maybe
some shit. It was like number 2. But anyway, it charted when it came out. It debuted in top 10 in 4 different charts: jazz, contemporary like R&B, hip hop R&B, and something else. I forget, something else. But it was 3 or 4 different genres. Black Radio 1 did that, and Black Radio 2 did that. You know what I mean? They both did that, and man, it changed everything, man. Because I feel like it gave so many artists, it felt like they are heard now. You know what I mean? So many artists felt heard and seen. Like, oh man, because they felt like, oh, the Grammys are recognizing this kind of art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And then it's fucking great because I feel like Black Radio cracked that door open, and then the internet stepped in there, and then Snarky Puppy stepped in there. And, you're getting all these great Heights Coyotes and just dope bands.
Yeah, man.
That aren't of the cookie cutter way of doing music or doing hip hop R&B or whatever it is. It looks so many different ways. You know what I mean? And I'm so glad that all these other dope bands are able to get in there and keep that, because without them, it will just close again. You know what I mean? I'm not the only person. I can't be the only person out here doing that. So we needed everybody. And it's been so great, man.
Wow. Yeah, you created a whole movement, man.
It's been really, really great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when did you think of and how did you think of the Black Radio brand? So
me and Mos Def wrote this song called Black Radio. We wrote it in like 2006, 7. So we used to do a lot of shows. I was his music director. So it was basically experimenting most, and we wrote this song called Black Radio. So when it was time to do the album, we were going to do the song Black Radio and put it on the album. Because we would just perform it all the time live. We would perform it.
Yeah.
But then, when it's time to do the record, we put it on the record. And then it just made sense. I was like, hey, let's call the album Black Radio. Like that makes all the sense. And it's a double, it means a few different things. You know what I mean? The song we wrote was talking about the black box in the airplane.
Interesting. Wow.
Black Radio in the airplane.
Yeah.
Big bird in the sky. Only thing survived the crash. Black Radio. And it's basically like, I took that like, when the plane crashes and the Black Radio is still intact. It tells you what happened, tells the story of what happened. And I feel like great music, when music is crashing and burning around you, great music still survives, and tells the story of music. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of crashing and burning going around. But, real, honest, genuine music still stands through the test of time.
Yes.
So we can always go back to an Isley Brothers cut. We can always go back to Marvin Gaye cut. We always go back to Luther Vandross and blah, 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 Aretha Franklin. You can go on and on and on. And that's what I felt like. I felt like it was that. And it was like, what's my version of Black Radio? What's my version of, if I had the choice of what Black Radio sounds like? You know what I mean? What is it? It's a mixture of rock, gospel, blues, hip hop, R&B, all the things that African Americans have brought to the table musically. You know what I mean? It's a mixture of all that stuff. And that's what it would sound like, So that's why I did a David Bowie tune. That's why I did, Teen Spirit. You know what I mean? That's why I did those things, because it's Black music. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like all those things in there, but in an effortless way. Not like, okay, now this section, we're going to go to rock guitar. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, this is how I interpret it.
For sure.
You know, this is my interpretation of these songs and with my vibe, what I feel. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to teach a lesson. This is how you mix music. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's when it starts sounding corny. You know, people playing at genres that they don't really play. You know what I mean? And the reason I do that, there's one important ingredient when it comes to mixing music that I feel is the reason why I feel like I do it in a way that people love. Is that because for the most part, the genres that I mix, I play with some of the masters of those genres. You know what I mean? I sat across from J Dilla in his living room jamming with him for 2 weeks. I played in the Roots. I was in Q-Tip's band. I tour with Mos Def. I tour with Common. I'm on Common Records. I produce Common Records. I'm in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I've toured and played with Christian McBride, with Roy Hargrove, with Mark Whitfield, with Kenny Garrett, with Terrence Blanchard, with, on and on and on. I played with some jazz greats. I've done that for a very long time. Went to school for it.
Yeah.
That's jazz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? R&B. I played with Maxwell. I played with Aretha Franklin. I played with Layla Hathaway. I played with Ledisi. I played with Bilal. You know what I mean? On and on and on. You know what I mean? So it's like, these are genres of music that I grew up in a household of R&B. My mom sang all the R&B. You know what I mean? That's what I was listening to first before anything. You know what I mean? So all these things are real threads, and these are real things in me. You know what I mean? I'm not playing at the genre. You know what I mean? And I play with the people who play those things the best.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I always tell people, don't play hip hop with your jazz friends and think you play hip hop. Don't play jazz with your hip hop friends and think you're playing jazz. You know what I mean? Don't speak Spanish with your French friend.
think you're fluent
in
Espanol.
Fluent in Espanol. No, you're not. You are not. You know what I mean? It's very important that you play with the people who do those things. So you truly understand all those little intricacies, all those little things that make that genre the genre.
Yeah.
And you really understand what that is.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you're not going to understand it. You know, it's very important to do that.
Nailing it, dude.
Yeah.
Afro Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So you and Erykah Badu
drinking white wine.
Oh, there it is. That's where it came from?
Yes. So
you guys make the most famous version of that standard.
I knew when I called Erykah, I knew I wanted her to do Afro Blue. Because I knew I wanted to do one jazz standard on Black radio.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do a jazz standard, but they got to be cool and they got to fit. It can't be corny. And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, Afro Blue, Erykah.
Wow.
That's it. And she never heard it. She didn't know of it, anything. So when she got to the studio, she was actually a little nervous. Like, she's never sung jazz before. I was like, Erykah, you are jazz. You don't even have to do anything. Just be you, and it's going to be jazz. It is what it is. Trust me, you are our Billie Holiday. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
In our way, what we're doing, you are Billie Holiday. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. She was like, let's get some wine. So I literally went and ordered like 4 bottles of wine, and we sat there and listened to John Coltrane's version. I just played her a bunch of different versions of Afro Blue. You know what I mean? And we drinking wine, playing these very different versions, and hit play. And then she was just so natural with it. And dream of a land. I was like, just immediately, bro. It was like, this is like, and the lyric and what we're talking about, it's so her.
Yeah.
Dream of a land, my soul is from.
Yeah.
I hear a hand stroke on the drum, shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as the night, Afro Blue. You know? Like, come on, man.
Come on.
It was just like, it was written in the stars.
So you already had the track.
Yeah,
I did the track. You cut the vibe.
I cut the track.
Yeah.
I cut the track, and then she came and did her vocal. And then after she did her vocal, I recut the piano. I always like to cut the piano to vocals.
Yeah.
So I know when to get in and out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if I do a piano part first so the vocalist can sing on it, once they lay their vocal, I do another piano part after that, just so I can dance around what they're singing to complement their vocal versus it's already there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Black Radio Recovered comes out.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah.
Keeps it moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was
Right.
that just like a way to like expand it even more?
Yeah, because nowadays the people's attention spans are very short.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
You can put a dope album out, but 3 months later, that album disappears. It's gone. You know what I mean? So that was just it's also a fun way to just keep it. It keeps the project, it keeps the album in conversation longer when you do a remix of your first record.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just keeps it in there and gives DJ something fun to have, and gives me an excuse to work with some of my favorite producers. I got to work with Pete Rock.
Yeah, so sick.
You know what I mean? Because my stuff is, me doing remix albums gives me a chance to work with producers because all my stuff is live. I, for the most part, 99.9% of what I'm doing, there's a real bass player and real drummer and a real guitar player and real keys.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I get an excuse to work with, these different producers that I love. You know what I mean? So it's great. Black Milk and,
Ninth Wonder on there.
Ninth Wonder and
Questlove.
Pete Rock and Quest and that's right. That's when we did the thing with Solange.
With Solange.
Twice. Yeah, that's
so
right.
sick.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Speaking of real
Georgia and Mulder's on it too, right?
Yep, Georgia's on it too.
I went to college in Georgia, man.
No way.
Man, Georgia's first time, like one of her first times, if not the first time she sang with a band with her original music was with me in my trio at the spot called the Up Over Jazz Cafe. It was a jazz club in Brooklyn. Man, I got a chance to just explore there. And then my guy Bob Myers, man, shout out to Bob, man. He used to let me I had a piano trio night, and then I had a hip hop meets jazz night. And I would do that, and like Greg Hutchins used to come through and play, and
that's awesome.
Mark Hollenberg, and and Damian, and just everybody. Chris will come, and just and I had mics set up on the thing, and it was an open mic. But the thing was, you couldn't call tunes. You just had to come up on the vibe.
Love that.
If you can contribute to the vibe, contribute to the vibe. But no calling. I'm every woman. No, I don't.
Yeah. Unless you're Kenny Garrett, I do not know that.
I do not know that, right? Exactly. So it's like you just had to be a part of the vibe. And it made people have to check themselves and do it because most people want to be comfortable.
Yes.
Play this song in this key. And that's why you never get better.
Yep.
You never get better. I tell singers that all the time. I'm like, you know why you're not better? Because musicians have to always change to you.
Yeah.
To the singer all the time. The greatest singers are the people who change, who can go with what the musicians already laid out or whatever it is. They can go the other way. That's why I love BILAL. That's why I love Legacy. I love Layla, Kim Burrell. All these people, they're like, where are we going?
Yes.
And we going. And they figured it out. You know what I mean? They figured out how to do that stuff. So there's no boundary with them, and they can just do things. They're literally musician singers. You know what I mean? Like, but some people are so used to having their way that they never get challenged, and they never are unsure.
Yeah. And
you can't be great unless you've been unsure.
Yes.
You can't be great unless you've been unsure. Unless you get into that place where it's like, I don't know what's supposed to happen next, and you learn how to have that instinct of what to do and where to grab that from, and how to improvise, how to make it work. Never get better, ever.
100%.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, you want to be a singer that musicians love to play with? Because some singers, when they walk in the room, you can see the musicians go, oh, here we go. I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, no. Learn to, when I go to colleges and speak and stuff, I'm like, all the singers, raise your hand. Learn songs that they sing, that they play in the key they play it in. And watch how it changes when you walk into a room.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. Watch how you have to figure out how to do it, and watch how much better you get as a singer.
So you're telling a singer to be a musician,
literally, because there was always that argument. Well, I'm a singer. We are musicians. No, nope. A singer's not a musician. A musician's not a singer. Those are different things. A singer can be a musician, but you're not automatically a musician. A musician can be a singer, but you're not automatically a singer. I'm not a singer. When I do little stuff in my shows, I have a thing with, change help my pitch and all. I got all the things to make me not sound terrible, but I'm not a singer by any means. You know what I mean?
That's gotten really dope, by the way. You've dialed it in.
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. A work in progress. You know what I mean? But those are the things those little things we just talked about are what makes a musician.
Yeah.
At least a good one, anyway.
Absolutely. Speaking of musicians, speaking of good musicians,
yes,
let's talk about the drummer, Chris Daddy Dave.
Chris Daddy.
So you guys have a long relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about your friendship with Chris Dave.
Chris, man, I actually met Chris when I was in college. We're both from Houston. He went to my high school, but like 7 years before I got there. You know what I mean? He went like when Jason Moran was there, right around that time. But he was already gone by the time I got to high school. You know, he was already like in Howard University in D.C. or something, on tour with, you know, Mint Condition or something. But he was always a legend, you know what I mean? Just a living legend. You hear him on records and all the things. So when I got in college, my first year of college, and I came back home, I met him. I went and saw him. He was playing somewhere, and I went, and we met. And we have some of the same friends and everything. It was kind of like, finally, we get to meet. So he's like, come over to the crib later tomorrow. I was like, all right. So I was going to Chris. So in that time period, when I was there for that first time, I went over his house every night, and we just recorded. Because he had a studio. He's a crazy engineer, too. A lot of people don't know that part of him.
I didn't know that.
He's a crazy engineer. Like, crazy engineer. And so he was working on this album. He had this band, Houston-based band, and working on the album. And he had me come play some stuff on it, you know, and that's when we first met, just recording at his crib. And then I would come back and I'd be like, yo, let's do a little joint at this club. My boy owns a club. Let's do a little, you know, late night jam. It's like, okay, cool. And we get our boy John to come play bass, and it'll just be us three chilling, you know, playing stuff, you know what I mean? And then after a while, it was like, yo, that's when I said, hey, I want to bring you to New York. You know, come to New York, meet Derek, you know what I mean? And boom, 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 and Casey. And then it just became a thing, you know what I mean? And then Chris pretty much lived with me in Brooklyn for a few years, and I had a Rhodes set up and a drum set set up in the living room. Basically, to walk from the living room to the kitchen or walk to the living room to the bathroom, you got to pass the drums and the Rhodes. And sometimes we would just end up, I would try to go to the kitchen, try to go to the bathroom, we'll just end up on the instruments. And there have been times where we start playing and we look up and it's been 2 hours.
Wow.
But we only play one groove.
Wow.
Me and Chris could literally sit down and play and look up, and it's like, yo, we just played that groove for an hour. Not moving, not soloing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a groove. That's what people that want to try to be Chris don't really. The people who try to be Chris, they take all the choppy stuff, and then when they play, you can hear them. When they play a groove, you can tell they can't wait to get to the choppy stuff. It's that kind of groove.
Can't wait to get.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're grooving, but it's like, you know, I can tell you can't wait to get out of this groove. Chris, on the other hand, is the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just in the groove. He wants to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
He wants to be there. And then he has these things where he could just do little subtle stuff around it. But the thing with Chris is you're never going to stop nodding your head.
Yeah.
He never sacrifices the groove for a chop.
Right.
You're always nodding your head. And that's what people don't get. You know what I mean? And he's just a you know, he's a fucking genius, bro. He's, you know, and you know, the amount of just his brain, like, what? You know what I mean? Like, he just comes up with stuff. He's an infinite amount of just stuff that just, and it comes out of him, and he knows everybody's gonna take it. he'll be at the crib. He'll be like, watch this. Now watch, in 2 months, everybody's gonna do that. And then everybody's doing it.
Everyone does it.
You know what I mean? But he's the most imaginative drummer I know.
He is.
Just the most imaginative drummer I know. There's nobody more imaginative than him. And I've toured with him a lot. And there was a few times. There was one time where there was no drum set. I forgot what happened, but there was no drum set. Me and Michelle Nego cello. She's playing bass. I'm playing piano. I think some wires got crossed, and there was supposed to be a duo gig or something. And then maybe at the last minute we tried, and then he came, and there's no drums. He was like, He likes to be in situations that challenge him.
Yeah.
Hence what I was talking about earlier. He's not comfortable all the time. He learned how to be like this because of being uncomfortable. Dude, he got a mic put on the floor by his foot, EQ'd that shit a certain way. got a music stand, a pen, a piece of paper. Played the whole gig.
Whoa.
And when I tell you that shit was crazy. Just crazy, bro. You know? And it's like Miles says, not the notes, the motherfucker who playing it. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen them one time, his cymbals got lost the whole tour. He never had his cymbals.
Whole tour.
Whole tour, no cymbals. And, you know, he knows every drummer in the world, so he's just like the different people bringing him shit, you know, whatever. And some things are horrible, and he's like, he'll make it work, put the right shit on it, boom, boom. I watched him put some coins on some shit one time. You know, just like, what are you doing, bro? Hand me that hamburger helper box. What the hell? He's literally MacGyver on drum. He's MacGyver. He's MacGyver for sure. But just the most imaginative cat, man. And it's always imaginative and it's always inspiring every time. It's never, oh, you get it. You get what that is. You know, after a while, you know the drummer and you're like, okay, I get it. I got it.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of gigs, they're not going to do anything that surprises you.
Right.
It's never that with Chris. It's always something.
And it always sounds so good. The
always sounds
tones
so good.
are crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense. He's an engineer.
He is an engineer. Absolutely.
The little bits that you guys do together. Like,
that's just our personality. Like, they're not rehearsed.
Like you hate each other?
Yeah, absolutely. 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 That's literally just how we are. We've been that way for 20 years.
Where he's just like,
I'd be like, Chris, Data Dave. I was like, you should change your name to Data Dave because you have so much information. He'll just look at me like, people be like, are they mad at each other? I don't understand.
First time I saw you guys do it at a Blue Note New York show.
Yeah.
First time I was like, I can't tell if this is a bit or not. Like, I was like, I think Rob is just a little bit annoyed with Chris, and I think Chris is going to quit the gig tonight. I think Chris is done. And then when I saw the second time, I was like, it's a bit.
Yeah.
I love it.
It just had this legs on how we do it, but there's always something.
Or he really hates you.
Or what does it do? Right.
Okay, we'll change battery real quick. Do you want a refill?
Sure. He's also one of the only drummers I've seen play 777-9311.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Okay, play it.
Really?
You ever tried playing that beat?
No, Jimmy Jam told me about how weird it is.
Yeah. And then I think it's actually in real life, it's like a partly drum machine or something, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I will wake up in the morning and there's always like a random drummer.
It's always a random drummer hanging out
in the living room. Yeah, in the living room at 8 in the morning. I wake up to go pee and it's like Hutch in there or D'Anthony. He'd be like, Rob, this D'Anthony. I'd be like, what's up? He'd be like, watch this. D, play that beat you played for me earlier. And he got on the drums and started playing this stupid ass crazy beat. I was like, what the fuck? Who is what?
D'Anthony, man.
He's like, right.
Hey, D, play that beat. Okay. All right, so 2015 was a huge year for you, it seems.
What was 2015?
So 2015, it was like the black radio just beat the doors down. All the doors were knocked down.
Right.
And it seemed like you just had crazy opportunities. You dropped Black Radio 2.
Yes.
Which has all sorts of collabs on it. You got Snoop on it.
Yeah.
You have Brandy on it. You got Jill Scott on it.
Right.
Common, of course.
Yeah. A lot of those people were from people that couldn't do Black Radio 1, too.
That were like, you didn't call me.
Yeah, Common, Patrick Stump. That's right.
Patrick Stump. Okay, I want to ask about that. How the hell did Patrick Stump end up on Black Radio?
So what's funny is, for that hook on that song, Stand Alone, I wanted a rock singer.
Yeah.
It felt like Linkin Park to me.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? You can hear that.
Yeah.
And Don was trying to get me Phil Collins.
Whoa.
Because Don could do that. If it could be done, Don could do it. You know what I mean? I was trying to get Phil. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was trying to get Phil. I was trying to get Bruce Hornsby. Just one of those guys. Those are guys I love so much, that thing. But Casey was tight with Patrick Stump.
Casey, singer
from the Fall Out Boy. Yeah. And Casey was tight with him. And
they're huge at the time. This is when Fall Out Boy is like headlining arenas.
All that stuff, man. And so Casey was tight with him because Casey played with him in his personal band.
Oh, okay.
For some stuff, you know what I mean? So we did an iTunes festival and in like 2012, and we did. Patrick came and did Black Hole Sun with us. We did Black Hole Sun.
Weird. So cool. What?
You know the iTunes Festival? Check it out. iTunes Festival. iTunes did a festival. Every day they had a different artist perform in London in this Superdome.
Sick.
Every day for a month. And it was like 30 different artists. I was one of the artists, and they paid for any guest you wanted to come. I had Patrick Stump, Layla Hathaway, MF Doom, Bilal, and like 2 other people. They pay for everybody. They pay for all the travel, all the hotels.
See, do you see what happens when songs cost $1 a song?
You know what I mean?
Then you can now you can fly all the collabs out.
Yeah. And they had anyway, it was that festival. Whoa. And they brought and we asked Patrick, will you come? And like I said, it doesn't pay, but they fly you out. Sure. Patrick's like, cool, I'll come. He did Black Hole Sun with us. All that stuff's on YouTube. It's out there in the world. It's in the world. And they even put a record out. There's like a iTunes Festival record or something. Anyway, but my whole night is somewhere. It's on YouTube or somewhere. Anyway, Patrick Stump came and did that. So when they came for I Stand Alone, I called Patrick like, hey man, you might come and sing this hook for me with comedy. He's like, sure man, I'll come through. So he literally came to my sound man, Q Million, my engineer. Shout out to Q Million. And he sung that in Q Million's office. I mean, in his closet.
That's where he tracked it?
That's where he tracked it.
So great.
Literally, he tracked it. He tracked it. He came to the hood.
So great.
Not hood, but hooder than where Patrick lives, I guarantee.
Sure.
And
hooder than Woodland Hills.
Hooder than Woodland Hills, for sure. And Patrick was so cool, man. He came through and got in the closet and sung that hook and killed it. And that's where that came from, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? It's unlikely. This is Black Radio. Calls is on that album.
Yes.
Man, one of my favorite of the Glasper tunes.
Thank you. Yeah, Calls, man. Shout out to Jill Scott, man.
Jill Scott.
We did that joint. Funny part, thinking about that, if you listen to the song, the Rhodes pedal was stuck. And every time I played the B flat, it just rang.
Oh, no way.
So you'll hear, when I go, bling, bing, 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 bing. When I go down there, bling, 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 you just hear, bing. It's just ringing.
I'm going to re-listen to that.
Yeah, it's just ringing. But it worked because that's the key of the song. So it kind of added a nice little flair to it, a little vibe to it. But yeah, Jill's great, man. I met Jill years ago. I feel like I met her at the Black Lily, in Philly.
Yeah.
Back then.
Tracks.
Back then I met her. And we just been cool ever since. She's super dope. We actually did a whole record together. Before that happened, before Calls. No, after Calls? Before Calls, actually. We did a record, like an artsy record. It's not even all the way done, but we just messed around for a few days. Got some really dope ideas. But man, Jill's one of my favorites.
Oh man.
One of my favorites.
Absolutely.
For sure. And
Absolutely.
Brandy.
And Brandy on it.
Now,
that
Brandy's
must have made you. That must have been.
Brandy, I didn't even know her. So that was the thing. Some of those people just knew of Black Radio 1. So I felt like, I can call certain people that I don't know because Black Radio 1 made some noise. You know what I mean? Man. So like I didn't know Faith. I didn't know Brandy. I didn't know Brandy. You know what I mean? And what I had people do was I did a Twitter campaign. I hit all my people on Twitter. It's like, hey, y'all, if y'all want to see me collab with Brandy for Black Radio 2, everybody hit Brandy. And have her reply, she's down. It's the same thing for Faith. Same thing for Anthony Hamilton. I did that for so many people. And they all hit back, I'm down.
Wow.
And that's literally how I got them on the record.
That's
Brandy
so
was
cool.
so special because, I grew up with Brandy.
Of course.
Feels so weird saying that because she's so young, but not so young at the same time,
Yeah.
But Brandy canceled the first 2 recording sessions. Not on her. I don't even think she knew about them. I think it was just some management stuff, and it just didn't happen for 2 times in a row. So in my mind, I'm counting Brandy out. I'm like, she's not gonna be on the album. Yeah. I get a random text one day. Hey, Robert, this is Brandy. Can you please call me? Call her. Hey, I'm so sorry about those 2 times ago. I didn't even know, blah, 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 blah. I'm so sorry. I know you're finishing your record, blah, blah. She's like, I'll pay for the studio time. Let me just take a crack at it. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. I was like, what?
Are you pitching me?
Yeah, what are you pitching me? Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. And she started, I was somewhere and I flew in and went to the studio and she was in there working, had her dad in there,
Oh,
had
awesome.
had her best friend, the guy from the show, Elmo, Mimo, what's his name? Not Elmo. Anyway, her best friend on the show. Anyway, they're in there writing. They're in there writing and doing the song. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, man. And then she killed it. And it was on that particular kind of song. She's not. You don't hear her on stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to do it and kind of take her out of her element a little bit. You know what I mean? And man, she's so dope. We did a. Yeah, she's dope. She's really, really, really dope.
And you got Snoop Dogg on there too.
Snoop Dogg.
Come on.
Snoop Dogg, man. Yeah, I got that. I got Snoop, the Terrace. You know what I mean?
I figured
Terrace.
that was a Terrace Martin plug.
That was definitely a Terrace plug.
But Snoop must have really f***ed with Black Radio, though. He must have loved that whole.
He used to call me Piano Man. That's what he called. That's what he called me, Piano Man. You know what I mean? So I've been around Snoop a few times with Terrace. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he's like, Piano Man record. I got him, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got another Grammy on that one. Let's go.
Yep, another Grammy for Best R&B Song with Layla and rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And you know, that was having Malcolm on there was an accident. I didn't even know he did poetry. You know, so that song is special in for a few reasons. Jesus Children of America, the first time I ever did that with Layla was literally the night of the Sandy Hook tragedies.
No way.
In 2013, when all the kids were killed in the school in Connecticut.
Yeah.
My friend Jimmy Green's daughter was killed in that tragedy.
Oh my God.
It just so happens I had a Stevie Wonder band, tribute band, and we were doing our first show in New York that night. And we were already doing Jesus Children. So fast forward, it's time to do Black Radio 2, and I want to record it. And my thought was to have Jimmy Green do a poem for his daughter in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
But it was just bad timing. And he couldn't do it. It's bad timing. And Malcolm had already called me like, hey, man, next time you come to LA, let me know. If you're in the studio, I want to just come hang out and just hang out in the studio with you. I was like, all right, cool. So I called him. I was like, yo, I'm going to be in the studio with Layla. He's like, oh, man, I'm pulling up. He pulls up. In that time period, that's when we're doing Jesus and Children. I'm like, yo, you know, I'm talking about it. I'm like, I was going to have Jimmy Green do a poem, but he's not feeling it. And Malcolm was like, man, you know I'm a poet. I was like, what? He was like, bro, I'm a poet. Like, that's what I do, too. I'm an actor, I'm a poet. I was like, seriously? He's like, let me try something. You don't like it, you're not going to use it. And he took the music and went to a different part of the studio for like an hour, came back, laid that poem. He got a Grammy.
Incredible.
So that's for best traditional R&B song, I believe. Yeah.
Oh man, so special.
Yep. Yeah. So me, him, and Layla got a Grammy together.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
Malcolm was special, man. That was a special guy. Beautiful cat, man. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal, man.
A lot of unfair, unfortunate
yeah.
deaths, man. It's crazy.
Yep.
But it's so great. It's so special that you guys got to share that together. And you got
Absolutely.
to, you know, essentially give him a Grammy.
Grammy.
You got him, you know, and you all earned it together. But
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Black Radio continues. Then you do the covered album in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And The Reckoner on there, the Radiohead cover.
Yeah.
You still play that.
Yeah, Reckoner. I love Radiohead, man. It's one of my favorite bands.
Man, you do Radiohead so well.
Thank you. Yeah, they lend themselves to jazz so easily. You know what I mean? I think that's why jazz musicians love Radiohead. They just, what they do, how their music, their chord changes, the way it feels, the vibe, everything just lends itself to jazz musicians covering it, you know?
So you're incredible at making your own renditions of covers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach making cover songs?
My main thing with cover songs is, if it's going to be the same, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? What's the point? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, what's the point if you're going to do it exactly the same? Try to have yourself, try to do something that you put yourself in, but you also respect the original. You know what I mean? I don't like covers that people change the melody of songs. Like, you're not covering now. Now you change the melody. You know what I mean? Just so it can fit some chords. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like, okay, yeah, we can all rewrite songs, but that's not what we're doing here. You know what I mean? I try to keep the vibe. I try to keep some of the... I think it's both of those things. I try to bring that cover into my world, and also keep some of the vibe, the intention of the original. And I just ride that. I try to balance that out, you know, as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try to balance that out. So even if I'm just keeping the melody and the lyric the same, but I change the whole vibe, I change everything else around it, and just bring it into my world. You know what I mean? I just have a knack for it, and I love doing it. You know. And that's a thing that me and Layla have been doing all the time. Now, when we did Cherish Today on Black Radio 1, and it did well, I was like, well, let's keep it going. Let's just do another cover. We're like, okay, cool. And everything's one take. Cherish Today was one take.
Wow.
Jesus Church of America, one take.
Wow.
Layla's just one of those unicorns where it's just like, what? Really? Even Pimp a Butterfly, Terrace told me she was in the studio for like 30 minutes. Wow. She's on like 4 songs.
It's so crazy.
You know what I mean? But she's another one of those singer musicians, you know what I mean? Just
yes,
like, yo,
absolutely.
And just, you know, she's just one of one, man. And so, yeah. And like when I do Teen Spirit, I just, matter of fact, on Teen Spirit, Layla was eating Chinese food, watching us record that. She wasn't even supposed to be on it. But when we went down to that slow part, and I'm very much in the moment, in the studio, figuring stuff out in that moment.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I'm making the arrangement as we speak, as we go. And that's when I saw Layla. I was like, when we finished it, I was like, yo, go in there and do something at the end. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I'm very much that guy. Like, I'm going to utilize what's around the studio in that moment. You know what I mean? And just see what happens, you know? Yeah. Studio inspires me. You know, I write a lot in the studio. I'll get inspired outside of the studio, you know? And anybody who knows me knows I record everything on my voice notes. You know what I mean? I'm a voice note person since 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
90% of the songs I write are on my voice notes. You know, and they'll know if I'm in the middle of a party. If I run out real fast, I'm trying to go somewhere quiet. You'll sing melodies and bass lines and give as much of an idea of what it is, because when you listen to it later, because you don't know what the hell was that, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, so you try to give as much context
into the voice, give notes to the voice note.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that. So, yeah, and then when I get in the studio, sometimes then I'll make sense of it. You know, I'll try to make sense of it in that moment in the studio.
So then, completely different than that is so also 2015 in your mega 2015 is To Pimp a Butterfly.
Dang, that was right. Yeah.
That's a big year, dude.
Absolutely,
that's a big year.
Yeah.
All right, so Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yep.
There's the well-known story of Terrace Martin calls Robert Glasper, come to the studio.
Yep.
Hey, you're in town, come to the studio.
Yep.
And you show up.
I show up. Yep.
And Kendrick is there when you show up.
Yep.
And he pulls up a track and he just wants you. The original thought was just to play on one song or something. He just needed.
The original thought was to play on This Stick Ain't Free.
Oh, on for free.
For free. And they had the piano player on there, but they took him off on the vibe. So they took him off and put me on it. You know what I mean? So I just replaced the piano on that. And then, you know, I literally just took the piano out. His rap was there, the drums, the bass was there, and I just played.
The whole record was there.
The whole record was there. I just came at the end to do a little stuff, and then Kendrick was there when I played that. I could see him through the glass, like, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
And then he just kept calling tunes. Yo, pull up Complexions. So, and Thundercat was there too, in some kind of raccoon outfit. It literally had a tail on it, and he acted like it was just normal. No one said anything, you know. So
tail on
it literally he was like a mascot. Like he came from some kind of soccer game or some shit. The mascot and everything. And it was super normal. So Thundercat came in, showed me Complexions, you know, and then I played on it. And then I have a tendency that when I really like something, once the track stops, I'll just keep playing.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to make something else out of it.
Sure.
An interlude or anything. Sometimes I change little things, you know what I mean? I really have a knack for that. So many things have come from that. So I did that. The Complexion stopped, and I just kept going. Changed some of the voicings a little bit, and I could see Kendrick in the window like, keep going, keep going, keep going. So I did that for like another 3 minutes, and I stopped. And when I walked out, he was like, yo, I'm gonna change my voice. I'm gonna rap in a different voice, and then I'm gonna add some different bass and different drums. You know, boom, boom. But then instead of doing that, he put Rhapsody on it.
Sick.
You know what I mean? But that whole session was very much like, you know, he would just pull up something, play what you hear. Gave me no notes, just play what you hear. So I will listen to it once, learn it, then we'll do a take. One take. Everything's one take, and they'll just play what I hear. So they'll take what they like, you know, chop it, whatever they want to do with it. And I did that literally for like 8 songs. And then I went to the studio a different day to do the Tupac joint with the orchestra. That Kamasi did the whole thing with the orchestra with the Tupac thing. I did that different day. And then did If These Walls Could Talk in Terrace's garage at his crib. And the funny thing is, If These Walls Could Talk, you know, in the middle of the song, it's like a piano solo.
Yeah.
I didn't take a piano solo. I was warming up. I literally, Terrace started playing the track, and I was just playing the change, but warming up.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, okay, I'm ready. He was like, oh, I'm recording. I was like, okay, cool. So then I played the tunes, and then later, you know, you remember the way Pimp Butterfly came out? It just came out. No one knew what day, so it just came out. So I heard it like the rest of the world heard it, and they took my warm up, put it in the middle of the song as a solo. So technically, that's a feature.
Absolutely.
So when it won Hip Hop Song of the Year, I should have a trophy.
Come on, get that trophy.
You know what I mean? But that's one of those things I didn't want to really rock the boat.
Yeah, it's okay.
I let it go.
Still worth it.
It is worth it.
You got your own trophies.
I do.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, but it's so dope. You know, this.
Kendrick, if you're watching this, Glasper, still very grateful.
I'm very grateful, Kendrick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you want to make it up to me, we should just do another song. Yeah. Am I looking at the right camera? Where am I looking?
Your camera's over here. We've been doing a behind your head camera. No, I'm just kidding. This is your camera. The whole thing's in
Kendrick, we should do another song. You know what I mean? Just to make up for it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's up, Kendrick? I'm Levano. I'm friends with Terrace also. You call me also. I'm down. I got drums.
We love Terrace. He has a lot of drums.
Yeah, I got so many drums. But we don't need that many. But I could also do the Chris Dave Mike the Floor thing if you need me to.
Absolutely. This is him.
That's
FYI, if y'all didn't know. He's been sitting here on the right side of my shoulder this whole interview.
I actually have a camera just on that thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you and Terrace are super close brothers, homies. Were you guys that close at the time?
Pimp Butterfly? We met in jazz camp in 11th grade, bro.
Oh, right. You and Keon and him. I forgot about this story.
Me, Keon, and Terrace met in jazz. There was some camp in Vail, Colorado that would take high school students from all around the country and bring you to Vail, Colorado for like 2 weeks.
Unbelievable, dude.
And you would be there with all these kids. And yeah, me, Brandon Owens, Keon, Terrace, we all met there.
It's incredible, dude.
And Terrace at the time was already connected with Snoop and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was with Terrace when he got the call that his girlfriend's pregnant.
Whoa.
At the camp.
When he was like 16.
Yes, at the camp.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you had sex? I was right with him. So yeah, I've known T for a while. Terrace used to call me, like, after we met, I'm still in high school. Now I got a singer, I'm a senior. He's calling me to do Snoop tours. I'm like, bro, I can't go on tour with Snoop. I have to go to fucking science class, bro. What are you doing? You know? But we stayed friends, stayed connected. And then, you know, I was always coming out here doing stuff with Terrace, recordings, always doing stuff here. He would have me in the most dangerous places, but I didn't know until after we would leave. Because everything has a fucking palm tree here. You don't know where you are. You don't know. I didn't know I was about to get shot. I had no earthly idea. Terrace would be like, yeah, we just got it just in time. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, he had me in some spots.
Crenshaw and Compton's got palm trees.
all that stuff. But you know, I'm always riding for my
Everything's got a palm tree. I didn't know it was dangerous.
You don't think palm tree and dangerous don't live in the same. You think vacation. You fucking think vacation. You don't think palm tree things. Getting shot.
It's too funny. Okay. Okay, so we move on to 2016.
Oh yeah.
And you do the film score for Miles Ahead.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
So I know you and Don Cheadle are also close homies.
Yep.
Did he get you that gig?
Yep. So Don hit me on Twitter and was like, yo, love your music. And I was like, oh, shoot, Don Cheadle. So we started talking on DMs. He was like, yeah, man, I went to Herbie and I asked him who he thinks should do the score for this. And he said, you. Oh. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you. I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I didn't even know Herbie then. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, my God. I think I might have met him once or something.
Right.
I was like, oh, shoot. So he's like, yeah, man, I listen to your music. I love it. You ever scored something before? I was like, yeah.
For sure, all the time.
I'm scoring now.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? Yeah, never scored shit in my life. So he's like, cool. So we meet, we talk. But he's already like halfway through the movie. I jump in the middle and kind of work backwards and trying to figure some stuff out. I had to learn. I was about to go on a duo piano tour with Jason Moran. We were going on a European tour, duo piano tour. And when I said yes to the thing, that would mean I had to work on the road. I didn't know how to use anything. So Derek Hodge flew to New York and gave me a 2-day master crash course on Logic.
Wow.
Logic 10. Shout out to D Hodge again. And he gave me a crash course on Logic 10. And that's how I was able to do a lot of the score while I was in the row with Jason Moran. While I was in the row with Jason Moran, Jason was also scoring Selma. So we were both do this duo piano tour, do shows, and go back to our hotel rooms and score.
That's so cool. That is so cool.
And then fast forward, we get a Grammy for the fucking soundtrack for the Miles Davis soundtrack. We got a Grammy, and we didn't think we were going to win. We were going up against the Amy Winehouse story, Straight Outta Compton, Suicide Squad, and something else.
Huge.
Yeah. Huge. So I'm like, we're not winning, but let's go.
Yeah.
Don FaceTimes me the morning of at the golf course. He's like, I'm not going.
I don't want to be there for the L.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, come on, man. You should still go. Like, we're nominated. Like, but I mean, he's Don Cheadle. He goes to those functions or just, whatever for him.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right. I said, well, if we win, you better bring your ass down there. He was like, okay. I hit him from the stage. Yo! Bring your ass down. We won. He's like, oh, shit. So he gets dressed, comes down to the Grammys. And so I go back out to walk the red carpet with him because that's a different walk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the I-1 walk.
That's the I-1 walk,
Yeah.
and it's with Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
So we're walking, and, that's a different walk when you walk with Don. Like, everybody's coming over to him, asking him for pictures. Rick Ross, everybody's asking him for pictures,
For sure.
So it's cool, but mind you, I already walked it once, and then I was already in the building, so they scanned my ticket. So I walked out with Don to the red carpet again. Me and my whole team. We walked back to get back inside the Grammys, and they wouldn't let us in because we already scanned our ticket. So it was boop, boop. Sorry, you already scanned.
Invalid.
While I'm standing there, people are walking by like, congratulations, Rob. I'm like, see, sir, we were in because I just won. He's like, sorry, there's nothing I can do. It took an hour. They had to go get some people.
Oh.
It took all this stuff, man. It took so much for us to get back in for the televised version.
Right. It was the pre-ceremony. Yeah.
All that stuff. But all in all, we won the Grammy.
Yeah.
So I got Don Cheadle a Grammy. I always remind him of it.
Yeah.
I was like, you're welcome, Don.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. That's Robert Glasper's Don Cheadle Grammy.
Absolutely.
Man, so you got to go through the vaults.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you got access to the Miles Davis vaults, like the Columbia vaults.
So that was for my album I did, Everything's Beautiful.
Right.
And Sony hit me and said, hey, it's Miles' 90th birthday. We want to do a remix album. We want you to produce it. And I was like, I don't want to do a remix album. I want to do a different album because, the whole put a Miles Davis trumpet on top of a hip hop beat is kind of old. I was like, I want to go in the vault and I want to be able to take multi-tracks and make new songs. And that's a publishing nightmare. There's a lot of nightmarish things in there.
Yeah.
But we were able to get it done.
Wow.
So when you listen to Everything's Beautiful, first of all, I wanted it to be just a Miles Davis record or just a record I'm doing. Sony wanted it to be Robert Glasper and Miles Davis. So that's literally a Miles Davis and Robert Glasper collaboration record. That's what it is.
Oh my God.
That's already stupid crazy, right? So I take the multi-tracks and I make new songs out of them. And then some things is just the piano from this track and the drums from that track, but I added different bass and, just different things. And, some places in there I have Miles's breath. Because I had so much of him talking and all these things. I put his breath with the bass drum and some things. You know what I'm saying?
Sick.
You know what I mean? So it's not just a bunch of Miles trumpet with mute on every track. He's not playing on every track, but you hear his voice on every track, or you hear, like I said, him breathing. With some things with him scatting, just different things of Miles throughout each track. And like I have one joint with Erykah where she put words to one of his joints and she's singing the words while he's playing. And there's a song called So Long. But whenever me and Erykah are in the room, we always play That's What She Said. That's our thing. So the words are, it's hard to be with you, so hard. That's what she said. So long. That's what she said. So long. That's literally the words of the whole And yeah, it's a Miles tribute album, but it's like showing the possibilities it's showing how Miles influenced the music. You know what I mean? And how what he does influences compositions and influences, you know what I mean? That was the vibe on that.
Well, of course you were already a Miles fan before all of this. And then you do Miles Ahead. I'm sure you got a whole new understanding of Miles as you
Those
dove
at the same time.
deeper into
it.
Literally.
So Miles Ahead and Everything's Beautiful were at the same time.
Oh, they're at the same time.
Miles Ahead, I got the call from Miles Ahead first, and then 3 months into Miles Ahead, I got the call.
So you weren't done with Miles Ahead?
No, I was in the middle of it.
Whoa.
So I literally was living in Miles then. I'm living in Miles now.
Wow.
I'm doing another Miles movie right now.
I heard about this.
Featuring Dempsey Idris.
So cool.
Yeah, about Miles in the 40s when he was living in Paris and he was in love with this lady Juliet.
Beautiful.
It's the whole thing. Yeah, it's great. It's
That's
great.
Gonna be amazing.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. But yeah, man. So that's
Wow.
That's what that whole time period was like. I was in Miles.
Yeah.
And not only that, I forgot about this part. Right after all that, I taught at NYU for a semester, a Miles Davis course.
Miles Davis course? Of course you
did. Literally.
What do I do with all this knowledge?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. They hit me up like, yo, you want to do a Miles Davis course? Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I can make my boy Ashley Kahn. He's a professor there.
Wow.
In the Clive Davis School at the NYC. Yeah, and then I did that for a few weeks.
Bro, so you being in the vaults, in the Miles Davis vaults, that must have been insane.
And it was during the time where you couldn't get, now everybody has stems on everything.
You can just have AI make stems.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but before that, I had gold. You know how many trades I did for things? Like, yo, I got some cats that got some shit. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yo,
things.
I got some shit. You know what I mean?
I love the trading stems days.
Oh man, absolutely.
They're done now. But
they're over.
Yeah.
Over. You're no longer valuable.
Man, you must have been like a kid in a candy store.
Oh man. And they gave me a certain amount of time. I feel like they gave me like 6 hours or something like. Yeah, 6 hours. All of Miles, stem. And some things are just 2-track.
Yeah,
some things are 3-track. You know what I mean? Like, so you can listen to stuff and see what you can get out of it. And some things are like super multi. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's so crazy because these vaults are like graveyards.
Absolutely.
Filled with spirits.
Absolutely.
That are never unlocked. You got to walk into like the Miles Davis graveyard and have it come back to life for 6 hours.
The conversations you're hearing, you know what I mean? Just the little talking in between the takes are just like, mwah.
These kind of things, the Prince vault, the Miles Davis vault, these vaults.
Yeah.
We got to open these things.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Absolutely. And just
why not?
Even some things I have on the record as interludes are just things that, like, Herbie played something in between the take while they were talking. He was trying to figure something out. And he just went, play something. Oh, I put that on the interlude so fast. Like,
probably make Herbie cry.
You know what I mean?
Or laugh.
I'm not even sure if he heard it.
He was busy.
Probably so.
Man, and you got Stevie Wonder on the album.
Stevie's on the album.
How'd you get Stevie on? Are you like
DJ Spinner?
Okay.
DJ Spinner.
Were you like, yo, can someone get me Stevie Wonder? And he said, I can?
Yes. And I was like, hey, you want to do a track with me on my record? And if you can you get me Stevie? You know what I mean? Like, he was like, I got you. And Stevie knew of me, you know what I'm saying? He knew of me already because of the black radio stuff and everything. And I actually did a thing at his radio station one time where he was there and we got to talking and, you know, the whole thing. So he knew who I was and everything. So he did a harmonica solo, you know what I mean, on thing for us. So it was great. But that was definitely DJ Spinner's doing for sure.
Sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for the new Miles movie, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Man, then 2016, another big year, bro. And then you form August Green. 2016.
Yeah, August Green formed. It's a group with me, Common, and Kareem Riggins. It came about because the year before that, Common had a record called Black America Again. That's basically produced by me and Kareem. And after that, after working all together on that record, Common was like, yo, man, you want to start a group, us three? You know, we're like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. And we went in to the studio. We were at Henson.
Love Henson.
Me too.
I remember, man, because I was in Atlanta filming the Trap Jazz documentary.
Oh, yeah.
With Sade.
She asked me to be in there or something. Yeah.
And she had already done it. She was already with you at that time.
Yeah, because I did something. I acted in something she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
That's right.
Shout out to Sade.
Shout out. Absolutely.
But yeah. So because that was when August Green came out. I want to say 2017.
Okay, yeah. Anything before COVID. Anything right in that area leading up to COVID, I get foggy on.
Before COVID, during COVID, after COVID. That's life.
Oh man, literally. That's the new BC.
During COVID was kind of fun. It was weird for the first like 6 months, and then once you figure out how to do it, then it was like the best.
We built a studio in the back of my house.
I went with you and Terrace.
Oh, exactly.
You and Terrace.
That was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It was Terrace and Q Million really built it, you know what I mean? But it was the back of the crib, and that gave me something to do every day. Yeah. And just get it out. You know what I mean? That's literally, we did Black Radio 3 back there.
That's so sick. It was a tiny little spot, but a vibe.
Little spot, but a super vibe. Absolutely. I
feel like when I came and visited you guys, it was in the days of, can I see you?
Yeah. Am I allowed to? Yeah.
Well, dude, remember, man, I forgot about this. Remember, not to jump ahead to COVID. We're gonna jump ahead to 2020. Let's go. This is already 2 hours. Right. Okay, so Rob keeps winning Grammys, and the story goes. So then 2020, since we're talking about it, remember I produced that Black Power Live event to raise money for Movement for Black Lives.
And we did it, the thing with Kamasi.
You, Kamasi, and Terrace did the Racism on Trial. At Larrabee.
That's right.
At Larrabee. Right. And dude, I remember because you were there with your girl and she was pregnant.
Yep.
And it was June 2020. So COVID is raging.
On and cracking.
And I wanted to throw this event with my boy Zach. Shout out to Zach so we could raise money. It was right after George Floyd. Yeah, we wanted to raise money for Movement for Black Lives, and we had Patrice from Black Lives Matter and everything hosted with us, and we had you guys play, and a bunch of great people play. But anyways, I remember it's funny. I've never told you this. You stressed me out that day, bro.
What'd I do?
You stressed me out so much because, once again, June 2020, you're not supposed to even be around humans. Right. This is peak. You're not supposed to see other humans.
Absolutely.
Right. And we threw a live stream concert, but we did no audience. So we had Miguel was there, had Miguel play. We had Aloe Black play. We had Doja Cat. We had Blood Orange. We had you guys. We had we had Patrice. We had all these people there congregating. Took over all of Larrabee, had Manny Marroquin there, had everyone there, right? We took over all of Larrabee. And everyone had to have their masks on. I had to have a COVID compliance officer that was like testing everyone the whole time and doing all this stuff. And everyone was like, you have to keep your mask on. The only way you can take your mask off is if you're singing and only in the moment of you singing, or if you're a horn player and you need to play your horn. And everyone followed the rules except for Robert Glasper.
Did I keep bringing it down?
You and your pregnant girl, bro. And I was like, she's pregnant, man. Please. And you not only were you just it was just off. Your mess wasn't even off. It wasn't just down, it was off. And you're being Robert Glasper, which is like, hey.
In everybody's face, hey,
yeah. Laughing, like belly laughing. And so is she, right? Because she's a vibe. She's happy. You guys are the happiest, brightest, loudest couple, right? You guys are so awesome.
Oh man.
And I was so stressed. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what at that point we didn't know
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, it was so scary. But anyways.
Facts. That's funny.
The things I do for you, Rob.
That is funny. Oh my God.
Which was a great success. The event was a great success.
Yes.
I think we raised a few $100,000.
Yes.
And that was a good time, and everyone made it. And you have a beautiful daughter now.
Yes, Lola. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, she's so great.
For sure.
You stress me out, Rob. I want you to be healthy, bro. It was a serious time, man.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, okay, let's talk about one of my favorite things.
Okay.
The best way to celebrate October.
Yes.
Robtober.
Okay,
so Robtober, if you're 2 hours in on this interview, you know what Robtober is. Rob takes over Blue Note New York every single year for the month of October.
Absolutely.
It's his month. This is before Blue Note Jazz Fest, which you've gone on to do with the
Napa,
Blue Note team in Napa. Black Radio Experience, or the Experience. Forget the accidental name came back around.
There we go.
Then we could announce an event, and we got Blue Note LA. But let's just so Robtober. I've been many a times. I always love it. It's the best when you take over Blue Note New York. Okay, so how did that become a thing for you to take over Blue Note for a whole month?
So I used to play there. Well, I told you earlier in the interview, I did a Monday night there, right?
The test night.
The test night.
Yeah.
Once the record came out, my record came out. By the way, on Blue Note Records, for those of you out there, Blue Note Records and Blue Note Jazz Club have nothing to do with each other. Zero to do with each other.
Two different things.
So there were definitely lawsuits back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway.
Super confusing when you're Robert Glasper.
Absolutely.
And you're signed to Blue Note.
Yes.
And you're doing Blue Note residencies.
And then you get off of Blue Note, but you're still with Blue Note, the club.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
there's no Loma Vista venue in New York.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not at all. But shout out to Loma. But I was doing like a week. I'll do a week and then I would stretch it out, do 2 weeks and have some special guests. So they approached me like, "Hey, do you want to try a month? Want to try a month?" And I was like, "Oh, shoot!"
Is this Alex and Steve?
Yep. And they're like,
shout out to Alex and Steve.
Absolutely, Blue Note. So I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And they're like, "Yeah, you can have different guests come through." Blah 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 blah. And the first year was a success. It was 2018. 18, yeah, 2018.
It was 18, yeah.
And then that went well. And they were like, "Hey, try for next year." And I was like, "All right, cool." And we just kept it moving. Every year. This was just now year 7.
Wow,
so
year 7.
Yeah. So I think the 4th year in, they were like, "Hey, we have a stage out in Napa that we do summer stuff on. You want to try to do a Blue Note? You want to try to do like a festival based off of Robtober out there? Have all your friends come, have all your guests come out there. We do a 3-day festival. You want to try that?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." So then that's where the Napa Festival came from, the Black Radio Experience in Napa, and we do 3 days there, and it's just it literally came from what Robtober was doing, and they're like, "Hey, let's try to condense this all." And originally, Dave Chappelle comes there all the time when I do those shows.
So I was going to say, 2018, I was there. I saw you do at least a couple because I was in New York for a week, and I probably went every night.
Right.
And I remember Chappelle and Mos Def.
Yeah.
And dude, first of all, I love when you and Mos Def are together, man.
Yeah.
Those are the best vocal improv, full ensemble sessions I think I've ever seen in my whole life.
Word.
It's so, you guys together obviously go so deep, and it's like, it's so special. You guys all come together. And then Dave, man. And then you got Chappelle. Chappelle would jump on stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was incredible.
And you never know when, you never know nothing. It's never any planning. When Dave comes, never any planning. And he's been every year. He comes every year at some point. You know what I mean? And hangs out. Chris Rock comes through too now.
I saw them together at your night. I remember both of them were there one night.
Look at that. I'm representing.
There we go.
But so that's why the first 2 years Dave actually hosted it with me. Because Steve and Atlas were like, "You want to see one Dave?"
The first years of the festival. Yeah.
Of the festival.
Yeah.
The first years of Napa Festival, Dave hosted it with me. You know what I mean? So
it was so great.
He would come out and do that. Yeah, man. It was definitely special. Every year has been great, there. So, it's been the thing. So that literally came from Robtober.
Yes. Because Robtober was such a community, or is such a community event, right? You have your different ensembles, all different guests, everyone's showing up.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, it varies from what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I would do a Art Blakey tribute. You know what I mean? And then right after that, I'll have Black Thought and the Roots, or you know, or whatever. You know what I mean?
The
Like
next day.
the next day. You know what I mean? It's just it's all over the place, which is who I am. I'm musically all over the place, and it's like a great playground for me to just do. Just blah, you know what I mean? Just to do what I feel. It's so good. You know what I mean? I'm so happy that there's one now. In La La Land, baby.
Let's go. By the way,
absolutely.
By the time this airs, you're going to be probably the next day or so starting Blue Note LA.
December 16 through 21. I will be there.
See you there.
The first 2 days I have Ari Lennox as my guest.
No big deal.
No big deal. And the next few days after that, you never know who pops up.
Ari Lennox is such a vibe.
She is.
She's a vibe. That's going to be awesome.
She is. We've never performed together.
Nice.
We just talk about it. So it's going to be good to actually do it.
We had her play at the Jam Jam.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Great.
It was so great. She was like nervous, but like loved it. Just wanted to be there as like a fan and was watching. And then she got up and killed it. Killed it. Yeah, of course.
Ari, I had Ari at Napa, and she performed. And a lot of artists do this. They perform, but then they stay to hang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she stayed and hung and just kicked it. And it's just a very down to earth, you know, person, and really nice and gracious to the audience as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just real cool.
She's a sweetheart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Dave Chappelle, man. Yeah, your guys' relationship is so special. Like, obviously, thousands of people just want to watch you guys together.
Yeah.
So, how did you make friends with Dave Chappelle?
Through the Roots, actually. So I think the first time me and Dave met, I was playing with the Roots. I used to be a Root, basically. I was a Root. I was doing a lot of shows with him. And we were playing at Radio City Music Hall. I feel like, I don't know, 2010-ish, give or take. We were playing in Radio City Music Hall, and they had a piano in the back room. And Dave asked me to play. He asked me to teach him how to play Around Midnight, because he's a Thelonious Monk fan. He loves Thelonious Monk. He's a music head, a real music head. And so I kind of gave him a piano lesson in the back. And then fast forward another time backstage again, somewhere else. I forget maybe it was the Roots again. I don't know. Maybe. Again, I gave him a piano lesson in the back. So then we just exchanged numbers at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we've just been cool ever since, bro. Like literally, we do pop-ups all the time. We did a pop-up at Hotel Cafe like 2 weeks ago.
You did?
Yes.
I didn't even hear it.
Pop-up. No, it was pop-up. Like literally day of, night of, not even day of. You know, Dave's like, it's 7 o'clock. He's like Prince. You know what I mean? He's like, it's 7 o'clock. I feel like popping up at 10. You know? So he's like, Rob, you want to pop up with me at Hotel Cafe? I'm like, cool. I've done that with him at Hotel Cafe 3 times. Every time it's been something iconic randomly that happens.
Wow.
The first time I pop up and I'm playing piano I just play piano while he's telling jokes, you know, and it's like 80 people in there, you know, small spot.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you know Ribbon in the Sky? I'm like, yeah. Start playing it. I hear Stevie's voice. What? Now I'm playing duet with Stevie Wonder, Ribbon in the Sky. Mind you, I was just in my boxers watching Martin an hour ago before Dave called. So like now I'm playing Ribbon in the Sky with Stevie, duet.
Wow.
What? That was like literally right after COVID. That was like 2021-ish. You know, like the end of 21 or something. So then another time after that, he's like, hey man, I'm in LA, you here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to pop up with me? Hotel Cafe? I'm like, all right, cool. I get there, in the back room, just me and Dave talking. Jimmy Jam's at the bar. I was just talking to Jimmy Jam for like an hour at the bar. I go to the back room. Dave finally, he gets there. Then his manager comes in. Hey, Dave, your guests are here. You know the back room at?
Yeah, that little tiny room.
Dave Grohl walks in. I'm like,
Dave Grohl?
Yeah. I'm like, what the f***? And Dave's like, hey, Dave, this is Robert Glasper. He's the greatest piano player. You know, just started like, oh, dude. I'm like, man, big fan. I did, you know, Teen Spirit. You know.
Yeah.
So after that, U2 walks in. All 3 of them. Bono, The Edge, all of them walked in. I'm like,
Hotel Cafe.
To Hotel Cafe in the little room as Dave's guest. I'm like, you got it. What? I'm not done. Bon Jovi walks in.
Ooh.
Bon fucking Jovi walks in.
My mom's number one.
Dude. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was hype on Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I told him, I was like, you know, you wrote a gospel song. Like Living in the Prayer.
Yes.
It's a gospel song. He's like, really? Oh, man. You know, but they were all so sweet, so cool, man. Just super cool. And then they turned the lights down And we all walked in the hotel because when you know it gets super dark in there.
Yeah.
So no one knew those people were there.
Oh man. Oh, so they didn't play.
No,
they just watched you and
they just came to watch.
They just watched you and Dave.
That's it. He wasn't even doing anything.
Improv,
super free
comedy.
form. He had already put out he had just put out his special. So when he does that, he starts like low, small spots and just talks to the audience, just figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing. With those rock legends sitting right there.
Sitting and no one knows that. Just sitting there.
And then just now, 2 weeks ago, same thing happens. This time I go in the back and Tom Cruise is just sitting there.
Tom Cruise.
And he walks up to me. Hi, I'm Tom.
Nice
How you
guy.
doing? Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super sweet dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, bro, what the hell?
And you wouldn't, that's the kind of guy you'd think he wouldn't even have to introduce himself. He could just be like, hey,
that's it. Like, I know your time. I know that
you're standing sideways on the wall. I can tell that you are Tom Cruise.
And he's got to be like 139, bro. But he looks so good. He looks like
same.
He looks the same, bro.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Wow.
But like Dave is just one of those guys. I've hung out with James Lipton because of James.
It's awesome.
Because of fucking Dave. Man, you never know.
Wow.
Everyone, just never know who's going to be hanging. Everybody wants to hang with Dave. He's just that kind of guy, It's crazy.
It's amazing, man. It's a very special friendship. You guys
Absolutely.
have. It's a very special friendship.
He's a sweet man. One time, man, he called right when we had Lola. He's like, hey, the Friday before the Mother's Day is Sunday. And he's like, what y'all doing for Mother's Day? I'm like, oh, man, we're just here at the house. He's like, I'm going to send a plane for you. Come hang out with us in Ohio. Send a plane for me, my lady, and Lola. Private plane.
So sick.
We went there, hung out for Mother's Day, stayed another day, flew back.
What's the Chappelle, Ohio compound like?
Oh, the Yellow Springs compound. It's somewhere you feel like you got kidnapped. And they just brought you there. You don't know where. It's just woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like land.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of land, beautiful crib, bunch of land. You know what I mean? And then there's one city, little strip, one street of city. And everybody knows him. He grew up there, so
it's his hometown. Yeah.
It's his hometown. So he can walk up. He walks up and down the street
They don't
normal.
Care. Yeah.
And nobody bothers him. Because he's
so
literally been
cool.
going there since he was like, a little kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His dad's from there. I think his mom's from DC. So he's split the time a little bit. But that, yeah, no one bothers him. He's cool there. And it's just literally one strip of town. There's one hotel, some stores, little restaurants here and there. But he just opened up his own club there. Firehouse.
Nice.
Yeah, so he has a lot of people come down there and do shows. He had Erykah, Mary J. I did the first show there to test the sound. You know what I mean? So I was helping him with the sound, but he's had everybody there. Like, everybody goes there and does shows now.
Wow.
He has his own club. So it's like his own private playground. Just, it's great.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
When he flies you out to do something like that, not a show, no one's around or whatever, you guys jamming? You play? Does he ask you to play tunes? Or you guys just hanging, talking? Like,
yeah. I mean, he loves me. He loves me to play. Like when I go out there and play, he'll come on stage and we mess around, and he likes to sing stuff with the audience. You know what I mean? And do stuff like that. He loves me to play jazz tunes. He'll ask me to do some swing stuff, and But a lot of times we're just having drinks and kicking it, talking. He's such a smart dude. You know what I mean? He's a really smart guy. Even when you watch a stand-up, it's just like a TED Talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're learning. And then every now and then you bust out laughing. You know what I'm saying? But you walk away enlightened,
Absolutely.
You didn't just laugh. You walk away like you learned some shit. You know what I mean? It's beyond comedy,
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I love watching you guys. So
Yeah.
it's always fun. Okay, so you've been a part of a lot of these super groups. You've put a lot of these together. You got R plus R equals now.
R plus R equals now.
Love that group.
Yes. Yep.
Incredible ensemble with Terrace and
Christian
Taylor
Scott.
and
Yep.
Christian and Justin Tyson.
Yep. Justin. Yep.
Derek Hodge.
Yes, sir.
Love that project. And then, of course, Dinner Party.
Yep.
All the success that Dinner Party had with Freeze Tag and everything. It was so cool. You and Kamasi and Terrace. And
we're literally working on a new Dinner Party album right now.
I heard.
I was there last night. Yeah, Terrace told you about. Yeah.
I almost came through last night, but
I
had something, unfortunately. But
yeah.
How late were you guys there?
I think When did I leave? I feel like I left probably around 10 or 11.
Okay, yeah. By the time I could have come, it was already over.
Yeah, Lawrence was there. You know, it was one of them hangs. Everybody's there.
I love the Larrabee Suites vibe that Manny
Those are
built.
nice.
Man, they're so cool. Did you see the suites? Like not the studio, but the
bed, the suites.
They're gorgeous.
The bathroom, the bed. It's ridiculous, man.
Bro, shout out to Manny Marroquin.
Yeah, shout out, bro.
Bro,
absolutely.
He brought me to that building, dude, when it was nothing. It was completely gutted.
Yeah. I didn't even see that. I remember him just telling me in Terrace he was going to do it.
Dude, I went there. It was gutted. He gave me the walkthrough. It was nothing. He was like, here, this floor, I'm going to build 2 suites, and then there's going to be this, and there's going to be 3 recording studios here, and there's going to be vocal booth. And I'm just looking at this like empty-ass old building. I'm like, are you for real, bro? And he built the most gorgeous studio with these hotel touches, high-end the private verse dining room thing, bro.
The balconies to smoke,
the balconies to hang on the front and the back,
Yeah. Oh man, so good.
With these super groups, what is the secret to making super groups work without the ego?
That's the key. You can't make a super group with people that have ego. Trust me, when we were thinking about doing all these groups, that came to play in every one of them. Me and Terrace. Terrace's idea was doing I named it, but it was Terrace's idea. Like, hey, he talked about during COVID. He's like, hey man, now that COVID's happening, we should figure out a band that we don't. At first, it was like, let's figure out a band that we don't need drums. We can do gigs at like a club where we have a DJ, and me, you, and QUINCY, we could the overhead's not as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people could just dance, blah blah blah. But we were going through names. It's like, what about that person? I don't know. Ego's too big. We can't have it. R plus R. What about this? Ego. That person. Ego. That person. Yeah, let's do that. You know what I mean? Because it won't work.
That's how Justin Tyson got the gig.
No ego whatsoever.
Love Justin Tyson.
One of my favorite people, bro.
Man.
Absolutely. But that's literally what makes a band work.
Yeah.
Even with me, Kareem, and Common. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no ego.
Yeah.
Common could have the ego.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? He's the star. He's the bigger star of the group. You know what I mean? But zero ego with it was his idea. You know what I mean? It's literally his idea. And they just work so well together. So it's that. It's everybody bringing something that everybody else can't do. Everybody has a job. Everybody has something they can bring. And there's no ego. And I feel like that's the best recipe for making a group.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And those groups are also special. And you guys are all such good guys in those groups.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
It's a vibe.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try to blow through some things to make it go faster.
Okay.
We could do another one, but it's okay. Okay,
For
so,
sure.
I mean, Black Radio 3. Okay.
Yeah. That was a COVID album. That was a COVID album, and Black Radio 3 we did in the back of my house. And I wasn't going to do one. I wasn't going to do one. That's why it took 8 years between 2 and 3. Because I wasn't going to do a Black Radio 3 at all. But when COVID hit, people were like, hey, we need music, Robert. And I was like, you know what? And people were asking, you should do another Black Radio. They were saying that.
I
was like, you know what? What happened was the reason I even did it, right before COVID hit, literally in February, I did a score for a movie called The Photograph. And it went to the theaters Valentine's Day. And when it was showing in New York for the premiere, she did the ending song of the movie. I scored the movie. She was sitting in front of me. She turns around after the movie, says, that score was really inspiring. What are you doing after this? I said, nothing. She said, let's go to Electric Lady. I said, okay. Her manager calls, gets Studio C. We go to Electric Lady. I beat her there by like 2 minutes. I sit down at the piano, and I come up with this little loop. Boom, 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 boom. She walks in. What's that? I was like, nothing. I came up with it. She's like, loop it. Engineer, loop it. And that became our song called Better Than I Imagined.
Wow.
And then the next year, we won best then COVID hit a month later. So I finished the song. We both finished the song just sending files because COVID hit in March. You know what I mean? The next day. We finished the song and we didn't know where the song was going to live because we just did the song just because we felt inspired. So we submitted it for R&B Song of the Year and we won the Grammy on the couch because it was
on
streaming.
The couch.
Yeah, it was streaming. So it's different when you win a Grammy at the Grammys because you feel special the whole day. You got your tux on.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it. They heard about it. You're getting congratulations everywhere. Thank you, thank you. You know, you feel good. When you win a Grammy on the couch, it's different. Because right after we won that Grammy, it's on the computer. I said, oh, thank you. You know, boom, boom, boom. Shut the computer. And literally 5 minutes later, I was taking out the trash.
Yeah.
I was a regular person
Yeah.
after that. Regular person. But right after we did that song and we won the Grammy, that's literally when I was like, oh, well, shoot, I'll do Black Radio 3. So then and people were asking for it, so I just did it. And we did it in the back room. And literally only 3, 4, maybe 4 people were able to come to the studio.
Wow.
You know, a good 7 or 8 people had to just do it, send me files. And I had to getting a musician to go back to the studio a bunch of times after you have notes is not happening. You know what I mean? So I had to take what they gave me.
Yeah, for sure.
And just deal with it. You know what I mean? So that was the hard part about it.
Yeah.
But during COVID, there were a lot of people I reached out to and they tried and they were like, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, people felt, you know, defeated, felt depressed.
Sure.
Couldn't think of anything, couldn't come up with anything. And, you know, some people were just like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to, but I'm not. Man, absolutely. Absolutely. And some people fought through and still gave me stuff, you know what I mean? So that was the beauty of that album, that struggle, that back and forth of that, you know what I mean? And then we ended up, you know, Better Not Imagine was already a Grammy winner. Then we ended up getting, you know, the album of the year, the R&B album of the year with that record, you know. And Keith got a nomination for best, you know, engineered album.
That's awesome.
From a studio we built that was just a room, you know what I mean?
So crazy, man.
It was great. It was great, man.
Keys to the City, Volume 1.
Keys to the City, Volume 1.
For your consideration.
Oh, yeah, for your Grammy consideration.
Another Grammy nomination for Robert Glasper.
Oh, yeah. So Keys to the City, that's just it's a compilation of just a bunch of stuff from Robtober, a bunch of live shows from Robtober. I've recorded 7 years, multi-tracks. I already have like 39 Keys to the City.
How do you even start choosing?
Exactly. It was just, dude, I didn't even go through the whole thing. It's just like, I just went from the most recent and back.
Yeah.
And just did, and it's only 12 tracks. So it's like, there's so many to choose from, man. And each artist were there multiple times, multiple sets. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I have so much stuff. I'm really, really happy about that. I have so much
You got to get like a full-time archivist that you trust their taste to go through and be like, wait, I found this thing from 3 years ago.
Literally.
This is a gem.
Yeah, that stuff. That's
and
then there's the, you know, now we got Blue Note LA, you know what I mean? There's the West Coast.
Let's go.
There's the West Coast. Those are, you know, that's recorded too, baby. You know what I mean? Like,
and Blue Note LA sounds so good, bro.
Sounds good.
Your show, I've seen you play a million times. Your show at the opening, during the opening month or week or whatever of
August.
Yes.
Was
one of my favorite Glasper shows I've ever seen, actually.
Thank you.
And the mix.
BJ Pendleton.
Killing.
BJ, my sound guy.
Yeah, BJ killed it, dude.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I saw BJ do one of Terrace's shows, and it was my favorite Terrace mix, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so dude, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you've said that artists should reflect and respond to the times.
Mm-hmm.
What moment of yours do you think best illustrates you doing that?
Well, I feel like when you hear my music and you hear that I'm, you know, mixing the music the way I do, that's the times. That's now. You know what I mean? Mixing jazz and hip hop and R&B in the way that I do it. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, well, people were doing that in the 80s or the 90s, but it's like, no, the DJ was doing the mix part.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The DJ was the one playing the Charlie Parker saxophone in the middle of a hip hop beat. You know what I'm saying? But having the band that can play all these styles, the band's playing the styles, that's where that's the separation. You know what I mean? That's where, like, no, we're moving through this map of all these genres, and that's what's now. That's what's cool. That's what's brings, you know, it's the thread of all this historic music. It's the big house of black music, and we're going room to room. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. I feel like I got the key to the house, and we just going room to room, baby. You know what I mean? And that is a reflection of the time. You know what I mean? Not feeling like, you can't mix these things,
Yeah.
but you can. You know what I mean? And using artists of now to do it. Like Kendrick didn't have to use the reason the reason Pimp a Butterfly was so special is because he used jazz musicians that are living now. The young cats that are killing now, the rising stars or the stars of jazz now.
Yes. Most
hip hop records are sampling, Freddie Hubbard and Miles Davis and all the jazz greats that are no longer here.
For sure.
Kendrick's like, no, I'm using people now. I'm using Terrace Martin. I'm using Robert Glasper. I'm using Ambrose. I'm using Kamasi. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure,
using people of now. And that's a huge reflection of the times. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's what makes that special too.
You're a very, very busy guy. You've already accomplished a lot of your dreams. What inspires you to keep making these next dreams and keep going after them?
First of all, I have ADD, musical ADD, mad, if you will. I'll get bored myself very easily. I have to keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
Secondly, the fact that people can tell me how my music affects them immediately is important to me. It lets me know I'm doing something for someone. I've heard all the things people say, hey man, we've given birth to your music. We made our kids to your music.
Yeah.
You've stopped me from committing suicide. Yeah. We got married to your music. Just the fact that I'm a part of people's life in some way, that keeps me going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That literally keeps me going. I could care less about musicians going, you're killing. That's the last on my list. You know what I mean? I want to know that I'm doing something for your life.
For sure.
That motivates me way more than a cat going, ooh, you're killing. Everybody's killing.
Yeah.
Everybody's good. Now what? Everybody doesn't have the ability to reach people though.
Sure.
And reaching people is a whole different gift. Because you can be good, you know what I mean? But doesn't mean you're going to reach people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes that's not a lot of musicians' goals. It's not to reach people. It's just to be fast and good.
Yes.
And they don't look further into it and see it. And so once you get a taste of somebody telling you how important you are to their life and what you've done, that changes everything. Changes the perspective of everything. And that totally changed the perspective of everything for me.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean? And the more I do things, the more I explore and everything, I feel like it just helps other people, gives them the license to do it too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If, I feel like if I can do it, then they feel like, oh, Glasper did it. It's okay now, kind of. You know what I mean? We can do that. Like H.E.R opened the door for me. Like, oh, you can be a jazz guy and play hip hop stuff? That's cool. All right, cool. He opened that door for me. You know what I mean? So I feel like certain things I'm doing open doors for other cats.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then it just keeps going. Herbie opened the door for all of them. You know what I mean? Like, and that's boom, 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 boom. It just keeps going. And that's what it is. That's what it's the circle of it,
So you mentioned that you'll call Herbie and ask him for advice.
Yeah.
Right. Let me in on one of those conversations. Like, what's the kind of question you'll ask Herbie, and like, what advice will he give you?
Well, I asked him. I said, "Hey, when you started, because a lot of people in the jazz world really looked down on me, the jazz police, when I did black radio. They felt like it wasn't jazz, and it wasn't. I wasn't trying to be that. It wasn't for them. That's another reason why I was like, I don't want to put it in the jazz category. The people in those rooms are not going to get it. This is not for them. But just in general, a lot of people, behind my back and he's doing this, and I had some people be like, it was bad when it was bad for jazz when Herbie did it, and it's bad for jazz when you're doing it. Like, what are you talking about? A notable piano player said that. I'm not gonna blast him, but he did say it. Eric Reed. But that conversation didn't really work out for him. But yeah. So
proven right.
Absolutely. But I asked him, like, when you did Headhunters, how was it when you first started doing that? Because people come to my trio shows and they expect a certain thing. They want to start doing an experiment. I get there. They just see my name. They come there. They're like, what is this? And Herbie was like, he experienced the same thing. He said people would throw bottles and garbage at the band.
Oh my God.
When he was playing with Headhunters, because they're like, what is this? We didn't pay for this. what this kind of stuff? And he's just like, nah, that happened a lot. So you just got to power through and, do you. You know what you're trying to do, and you know the ending, what it can be. You just have to, this is new for them. You know what I mean? So, you just got to power through that, and you're gonna get the resistance that's gonna come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, because that's, that shit is something.
Wow.
Um,
It's crazy because that's when you're making the most legendary shit, actually.
That stuff. But then when I won the Grammy, all of a sudden the jazz world was like, hey, he's ours.
Jazz superstar.
Absolutely. Yeah. I got on the cover of Downbeat. I ain't never been on the cover of Downbeat. So after I won a Grammy for Black Radio. You know what I mean?
R&B album.
For an R&B album, I got on the cover. Mind you, I had 3 #1 acoustic jazz records. #1 for weeks at a time, months at a time. #1. Never got on the cover.
That's crazy.
But when I won Black Radio, they put me right on that cover. But Herbie also told me something that stuck with me too. He said, always remember you're a person first. You're a musician. Being a musician is what you do.
Yes. But
you're a person first. And that's so true. So many people lose sight of that part. They get a dope gig and they start feeling themselves and treating people horrible. And it's like you're not that good. You have a good gig.
Yeah.
You can be on that gig or not. That gig's still going to be fine. We don't know you. We know the gig. Calm down.
Totally. Totally.
You know what I mean? Calm the down, bro. You know what I mean? You're not that good. Even if you are, calm down.
Yeah.
That could be taken away from you at any moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there's some musicians that take that way, way too far. I had to break one musician down the other day. I'm not going to say his name, but we know him.
I heard
very,
about it.
very large ego. And it's like, yo, you're not even on any important records.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? I said, name him. He was like, oh, shit. I'm not. I said, I know you're not. So calm down, bro.
Yeah.
You have time to still record. Calm down.
Yeah.
Just calm down. That ego can be, it's one thing to be confident. Confidence is great. Have confidence, but don't have your ego so big to where you on other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're walking around and like making other people feel small.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. That's not what this is about. I hate when I see that. I don't mind confident people. I don't mind a little bit of arrogance. Fine. Sure. Rappers have it. Fine. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. You know what I mean? But there's a line where it's like, okay, no. So you're a person first. Music is what you do.
Yes, man.
And at any moment, all that can be gone.
Yeah.
All of it can be gone. And I've seen that happen. Where one day this person's killing, next day they can't play anything. Car accident, basketball accident, getting ice cream and the spoon hits a nerve.
Oh, man.
And now they can't play anymore.
Oh, man.
All that stuff. All that stuff. So I already know.
Got to appreciate it all.
Got to appreciate it all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of appreciation, so you're also a father.
I am. 2 kids.
Let's go.
Yes.
You got Riley flipping beats, bro. That's
Riley
so
flipping
cool.
beats. But before that, he's nominated for 2 Grammys.
That's amazing, dude.
Last year, I was nominated, 2 years ago, for Best R&B Song and Best R&B Performance for a song I did for a series. But the song itself is featuring H.E.R and Alex Isley. It's called Back to Love. And Riley wrote it with me and produced it. Did the drums.
So cool.
Yeah, and we nominated for 2 Grammys. So he came to the Grammys with me. It's hard. It's great, but it also sucks because it's like trying to tell a 16-year-old after he gets to the Grammys and it's like hanging out with Billie Eilish and Beyonce and shit. And that now I gotta tell him you gotta go do your homework. After he gets a taste of that.
Why? This is it's like you growing up when you were young and you were getting these opportunities and you're like, I already got the Berkeley scholarship offer though.
Yeah,
why do I
have to do this? Come on. But no, he's crazy with the beats, man. That's
so cool, man.
He has the last song on Slum Village's last record.
What?
He's 16.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Good for him, dude.
That's his passion. He actually found his passion and his gift, and they're the same thing.
That's so cool.
He works really hard on that, and he just wants to do that. You know what I mean? So it's great. Shout out to Riley. And my little girl, Lola. I'm not sure what she's going to do, what Lola's going to do, but I think she's going to be into music somehow. She'll be singing and dancing and,
cute.
Doing her thing. But we'll see what happens.
So what do you think the next shift in music is?
It's so weird now. Weirdly good. I mean, long as it's moving, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't want nothing staying the same.
Yeah.
So it can move, and I may not agree with where it moves, but
Sure.
as long as it's moving, I'd rather that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not supposed to like everything. I'm
Sure.
old now. I'm older. You know
You're
what I'm saying?
transitioning to old head. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that's a real thing. And that's a real thing. And it's the circle. Like, you know, my parents didn't understand everything I was liking. And, and that's what it's supposed to be like that, you know?
For sure.
So, you know, as long as it's not staying the same, I'm down.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't even understand. This AI is crazy, so I don't know. Who knows?
Do you kind of see AI as like a new instrument, a new tool, or do you think it's a new problem?
I think it's both. I think there are you know, positives to having AI. At the same time, I feel like it's just gonna be a big ass group of untalented motherfuckers in a space where there used to be talented people. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be talented now to make music. You can just hit a button and it's gonna make music for you. It's, to me, that's different than enhancing stuff. I mean, AI's been around technically already. You know, auto-tune is AI.
For sure.
We're using a keyboard. That's, you know, a form of AI. You know what I mean? All these things. I get it. I get that part. You know, my only issue with AI right now, my main issue is, I mean, because those things been around, looping packs and this and this. There's Glasper packs. There's people making the things that sound like me.
Or the sound alike.
The sound
sounds like Glasper.
All the things. And I feel like,
and they're selling it on BeatStars or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's okay, fine, whatever. But which is why I make my own music anyway. I'm not so much into producing other people's music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't do a lot of that.
I don't do a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I produce my and I write my stuff and I do my own thing. I got my lane and I'm very, very comfortable in that.
Yeah.
And I don't like the chase of getting on people's albums and the politics and all the things. And that person's not even that fucking good. Why am I trying so hard to give this person out? Because they're hot?
Sure.
They suck.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know what I mean? I just don't. You're mediocre. You're not even good. Why am I trying my best to get on this? And, you know, fighting for points and fighting for this. And now it's 1 million people. Every track you see on a motherfucker's album, it's like 20 fucking writers.
And producers.
39 producers. It's like, what the, y'all fighting to be one of those? Like, I'd rather just have my own shit, honestly.
I actually think that there is an interesting thing that could happen to where the AI assisting tools will make the amount of producers and songwriters on a track go down to 1 or 2 or 3, back to where it was, because it's like using AI as like an assistant or like an assistant engineer or a co-writer or a co-producer.
People are firing their whole teams now.
Yeah.
They just use those. Yeah, all that. You're right. Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. I just don't. What I feel I don't want to happen is, I don't want humans going up against robots. Like, I don't want.
Oh man,
we shouldn't be in the same Grammy category.
100%. 100%.
Like, if you have an AI artist, let them be in the AI artist category.
Yeah. Best AI artist
Period.
Award. Here's this award for these whole group of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Charts too.
Yeah, sure.
AI charts.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
Boom. Like, long as you separate it, I'm fine. That's my biggest one, really.
That's a great idea and totally doable. Because there's no one that'll ever convince me that no matter how good AI gets, that musicians stop being awesome. There's going to be amazing musicians and artists and producers and composers and orchestrators forever, for sure. Even if you can ask for a beat and it gives you that exact beat.
Absolutely.
There's still going to be incredibly proficient, super drummers, super piano players. It's not going to stop.
Absolutely.
And
because of the live aspect too, they can't do live in the way we can do it. In the emotional ride that you get when you're playing live.
Yeah.
AI can't do that.
100%. And I think live actually becomes even more valuable.
Absolutely.
Because we're already all up from this thing.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what, AI or not.
Yeah.
Too addicted to our phones, social media, all this stuff. Concerts feel good. Concerts make you feel good. We're always going to want to congregate with other humans.
Yeah. And I'm confident in my skill. I'll challenge any AI. I bet you I'd make somebody cry before you do.
I love that challenge. And you would.
I got real problems. I got real shit I can dig deep into.
Get in there.
Get in there
Yeah.
and bring that shit out. I can do it at the drop of a dime. I've had to too many times. Scoring makes you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like acting.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It makes you have to dig into that thing that makes you that dark area you got and bring it out in music. And I can literally do that like this.
Oh man, absolutely.
You know? So I you know, I'm not overly tripping about AI. Like, you know, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, really. You know what I'm saying?
It's not going to stop Robert Glasper from being Robert Glasper.
No. I mean, like I said, there's going to be cool things about it. Sure. I'm not cool, great.
Yeah.
But as long as AI artists are not going up against humans for charts and awards,
yes,
that's where I draw the line. Like, yo, come on now. Now you're doing too much.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
100%. That's a thing that should be campaigned. I feel like, I mean, I know the Grammys got their eye on it. Harvey's talking about it a lot, about how we do it, because he's saying, you know, every session he goes into, people are using AI tools.
Sure.
Whether or not, you don't have to be using the text to a full song comes out, but there's always other tools, right?
Of course.
And even if you're just using ChatGPT for lyrics or whatever to help you with your lyrics or whatever it may be.
Yeah. It's like everybody's going to be good. Everybody's good.
And it helps everybody.
It's like, now what? But then what? Everybody's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we need people to suck. Like, we need all of that, all those levels.
Which is why live will become more important than ever.
Right. Exactly.
Because you could have someone make a Robert Glasper sounding thing or whatever and put it up, but no one can go do that show.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides you.
Exactly.
And people are always going to want to see that. And you will become, your ticket will become more valuable, I believe.
Than the recorders. Yeah.
I mean, they already are, dude. How much are we making from recordings these days?
Yeah,
like, you know, it's streaming. It's, dude, come on.
Music is just I say it's just a business card.
It's like, a loss leader marketing tool to sell tickets and merch.
Get your butts in the seats.
Yeah.
And buy this merch.
Yeah.
Literally.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of the tools, not like the prompt to music, but like any of the stem separators, like Moises or any of these things?
I don't do anything. I literally don't know how to work anything myself, but my DJ does it live.
Dude, I've noticed.
Jahi do
Jahi
stuff.
Does cool shit with you, bro.
He does super cool stuff. And the thing with Jahi is too, a lot of the stuff he's doing is on the spot. Yeah. And he's never done it before. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll yell to him, yo, play blah, 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 blah. He'll find it, separate it, put it in the right key, put it in the right tempo, then play it. He has to do all that shit during the show while in real time. You know what I mean? In real time. Most of the stuff.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
And he adds such awesome textures to your show.
Absolutely.
It's such a great musician.
The emotional ride he gives. He adds such a great emotional aspect to the show that it's invaluable. Yeah, it really is.
And that's why I think stem separation is actually one of the cool AI tools. Yeah, where it's like, that's rad, because the fact that he can just do this, find this inspiration and grab it.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he affecting your vocals? Is that him?
No, that's me.
That's all you manipulating your vocals?
Yeah. And BJ is doing things.
BJ's doing
things in front of the house too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, BJ's doing things.
Man. I remember when I first saw you starting to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool. Because I remember you would first be like, I can't sing, and then you would kind of sing something or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you started affecting it. It was really cool. But then, when I just saw this Blue Note run, the most recent one you did.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man.
And the thing is,
it's really cool sonic textures, and because you got the melodies.
Yeah.
You're you, right?
Yeah. But it literally came from because I had a singer, and getting singers to do it's just an extra person. You know what I mean? They're standing in front of me, and they're singing the song, and then it's another person to bring on and the person I had got strep throat and couldn't do shows for like 5 days, and I'm like, I got to sell this record. I got to somehow sing some of these songs.
Yeah.
That's what made me start. I was like, let me try 1 the next gig. Oh, let me try 2. Oh, wait a minute. I could do 3 like this, and that's pretty much enough. Audience sing along to one of them. That's 4. You know what I mean? So it became it was out of necessity, because I had to do Black Radio 3 songs.
Yeah.
And I'm not a singer, but I was like, what can I sing that's in my range, that's not crazy? You know what I mean? And it kind of worked out.
And what an unlock it is now too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 1000%.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude, for all the up and coming musicians and producers and artists that love you and are fans of you, especially the ones that haven't yet made it, what advice would you give them in this new world of music that we're in, for them as they move forward and being undeniably human in themselves.
Always bet on you. Always bet on you. Don't go with the trend because the trend leaves. That's why it's a trend. And if you put all your eggs in that trend, you're going to leave with that trend. There's some artists that were around for a trend, for a certain style of music. And when that style of music left, that artist didn't have nowhere to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So don't tie yourself to any trend genre that comes around that everybody's hopping on. It's okay to do something in that genre. You know, I'll do a song like that. You know what I mean? I'll do a song like this, but don't be an artist that does that. Because when that goes, you go.
Powerful words by the almighty Robert Glasper.
I always say, be the truth, not the trend.
I love that.
You know, be you. Always be honest with what you are doing, who you are, because you'll be around forever. You know.
Spoken from the man who keeps getting the Grammy nominations for your consideration. Robert Glasper. Thanks for being on the show, bro.
Oh, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Fun, dude.
Go with Elmo. 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 Go with Elmo.
This is the stuff, man.